Evening shade, edge of the glade. Not much to do, ain't we? Got it made. Cool part swing and some lemonade. This is Arkansas at best in the evening shade. Evening breeze, rustling the leaves. Just you and me and the birds and the bees. Ain't life grand when you can live it with ease in Arkansas in the cool evening breeze.
It's morning in Evening Shade, and Ava Evans Newton, our prosecuting attorney, is getting ready for another day of plea bargains, zealous defenders, extradition, and due process. She's been at her new job for 2 weeks, and she's still getting used to it. But then, so is her family.
Look, you don't understand. We don't have separate cells. That's why we chained him to the floor. That's right, basically. He destroyed a gas station and cut a man's head off.
Mom's job's kind of rough, huh?
Yes, it is.
Don't forget you have to drive me to Brownie's after school.
Oh, honey, ride your bike over to Brownie's, okay? I gotta take Will to the dentist.
Why can't Mom take him?
Because your mom has a tough case this week. She's gonna be home late.
Ew, make him close his mouth when he eats.
Close your mouth when you eat.
That reminds me, Mom, I need that $20 for Key Club dues.
Well, what are you asking her for? Why don't you ask me?
Because you never have any money.
I got money. Don't be ridiculous. How much money do you need?
$20.
$20. Okay, $20. $20. I don't have $20.
I got $20.
You want to loan it to me?
Write me a check.
That's okay, here. Look, I gotta go. Don't forget to tell Lucille to put the dishes in the dishwasher.
Lucille's day off today, honey. She won't be here till tomorrow.
Oh, my gosh, I need a suit press for court in the morning. I've got to work on my opening statement for the jury tonight.
Yeah, well, you know, I didn't know when you were elected prosecuting attorney that I was never going to see you again for the rest of my life. How do I get an appointment?
You could always rob a liquor store.
I can't this afternoon. I got to take Will to the dentist.
Oh, honey, since the cleaners is next door to the dentist, do you think you could get my blue suit pressed? I could pick it up after work. Oh, wait, no. I've got a 5 o'clock budget meeting with the mayor.
I'll do it.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Dad,
Hmm?
will you put this bread in?
Sure.
Dad,
Huh?
I swallowed my tooth.
Good, then we won't have to go to the dentist.
Hey, everybody.
Oh, hey, Nub.
Right up.
Mr. Stiles, I just come by your house and saw this note that the mailman left for you. I figured I better take it before somebody stole it.
Thank you.
Looks like you got a package.
Oh, it's nothing important. It's just something from my hair club.
You belong to a hair club?
Yeah. I saw about it in this magazine. They send you treatment once a month. They have to mail it fresh, though, because it's got some kind of animal urine in it.
You put urine on your head?
Well, it's not like I go to the hospital and steal bedpans or something. It's a very rare, exotic animal urine. Go ahead, feel my head. I got a new growth coming in.
No, I don't want to feel your head. I don't want to be in the same room with your head.
Hey, have I ever told you all about my 2 weeks in Yellowstone Park?
No.
No.
That's good. That was a very special time. And I don't feel like sharing it. Hey, ho. You got that ball now, really go.
Guy kind of has trouble staying on the subject, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Coach, you awfully distracted today.
No, I'm fine.
Oh, come on now. This is your buddy Herman you're talking to. What kind of problem is it? Is it personal, professional, or domestic?
I don't want to talk about it.
Domestic. You know, what we got to do first is we got to pinpoint the source of your stress.
Well, it's not stress, really. It's Ava's job. You know, it's turned out to be a lot harder than we both thought. She doesn't get home till 8 or 9 o'clock at night sometimes, and she brings all these papers with her. You know, I don't know why she can't leave her papers at the office. I leave all my papers at the office.
You teach PE.
Well, Anyway, I get off at 3 o'clock, and I think they're taking advantage of me because I have to, you know, run these kids to dance class and piano lessons and gymnastics, and then their friends. I have to take them all over the place. Nobody ever says thank you.
You know, you are being kind of whiny.
Who asked her?
All right, now you're giving me some information I can work something with. Sounds to me, Coach, like what's happening is you're having what's called a traditional response, complicated by the fact that there's new and less stable set of guidelines governing modern relationships. Geraldo had a two-parter on it last week. I'll let you borrow my tape, but he had 5 guys just like you sitting in swivel chairs just pouring their hearts out.
I don't want to talk about it.
Denial.
No.
You're feeling guilty, and I'll tell you why you're feeling guilty. Because you're supposed to be this liberated husband in this modern 2-career marriage who's not only supporting his wife, but also helping out with the chores. But then you know what happens? Suddenly your wife gets this job that you think's maybe a little more important than your job. Or she's making just a little bit more money than you're making. And you start to feel resentful because you feel like you're having to take on more than your share of the chores. You know, just like women used to feel in traditional relationships. But then, you start to feel guilty about feeling resentful because it's no longer a socially acceptable reaction.
Don't you have to go to the post office and pick up your urine?
Hello, Coach Newton. Mr. Stiles.
Hello, Miss Fontana.
Please, sit.
Oh, listen, how's that Jack-in-the-Box costume I made for your striptease act working out?
Fine. The crank fell off, but I taped it back on. I just heard from your father-in-law. He says to say hello. It was such an honor for him to be chosen out of all those small-town editors to go cover the Middle East. I just wish I could have gone with him.
Yeah, I'm sure the troops wish that, too.
Now, you're a woman.
That's right.
Did you see the Geraldo last Thursday and Friday?
Traditional men, modern women? That was so interesting.
I saw something practically just like it on Phil Donahue the week before. Coach here seems to be suffering from house husband burnout.
Just like Roger from Detroit.
Exactly.
Don't you have something to do?
Like what?
I don't know. Go in the men's room and find something to put on your hair.
I'll tell you something else, too. You know the biggest place that stresses out husbands? Supermarkets. It's because they're afraid they're going to make mistakes because they're amateurs. That's why supermarkets have started putting in those aisles where they sell motor oil. It's so that the husbands will have a place where they can go and stand and feel secure and ask each other questions like, hey, buddy, if your woman asks you to buy a turkey, do they mean for you to buy that bag of guts, too?
Hello, everybody.
Oh, hey, Miss Elders.
Oh, no, please sit down. You know, Wood, I don't believe that I have met your friend.
Oh, this is the lovely Fontana Beausoleil, Merlene Eldridge.
This is such a pleasure. I just have to tell you, Miss Merlene, I've admired you for years.
You have?
I just love your clothes.
Oh, you do?
I saw you at the Walmart last week, and you had on those pink suede pants with the lace-up crotch.
Oh, well...
Where are you going?
To the kitchen. I gotta check on the meat. Can I get something for you ladies?
Oh, no, I just came by to pick up my order.
Oh, yes. Get it for you right away.
Wood, you haven't even touched your lunch.
Oh, I wasn't very hungry, Merlene.
He's having problems at home.
Oh.
Oh, no. And I interrupted your talking to Miss Beausoleil about it. In your line of work, you must have men pouring their hearts out to you all the time. It must be sort of like being a psychiatrist or a prostitute. Not that I'm implying that you're either one of those.
Oh, it's okay. I know what you meant.
Well, you know, since we are talking candidly here, there is something that I have always wanted to ask you. Well, I kind of hate to ask you in front of Herman and Wood here, but, well, my husband Harlan has already talked about it in front of him anyway. But, well, he saw your act one night, and he was just absolutely fascinated by how you were able to make your one tassel go east and the other one go west, and both of them spinning about 100 miles an hour at the same time. Now, I don't care what anybody says. That is a gift.
Is Mom home yet?
No, she's not.
How come she wasn't here for dinner?
No, maybe she got held up.
Right. I bet she's having an affair.
That's very funny. I like it when my daughter combines sarcasm with adult sexual humor.
Don't get wound up or anything. I was only kidding.
When she comes home, don't jump on her, okay? I'm first. I'm older than you. I got some things to talk about. What do you want to talk to her about?
I need help with my homework.
Well, you could have come to me about that, you know. I'm not some ex-no-necked football player, you know. I mean, I'm a nurturing father. I'm a college graduate.
It's math.
Talk to your mother. She'll be home in a minute.
Hi, sweetie. Two sweeties. Sorry I'm so late.
Mom, I really need
Honey,
help.
I'm first, okay? You go upstairs. I'll send her up in a little while. Oh, you found your way home, huh?
I said I was sorry. The kids get their dinner?
Well, everything they can reasonably expect from a single parent. Dinner's ruined.
Oh, I'm sure it'll be fine.
No, suit yourself. You know, I called you 27 times at the office. Nobody answered. What if I was some desperate criminal that wanted to confess?
I wasn't at the office. I tried to call you, but there was a line at the payphone. I just figured I could get home faster. Well, you may not be able to cook, but you sure are pretty.
That's very funny. You want to emasculate me? Why don't you go all the way?
I was teasing.
Yeah, well, I don't want to be teased right now, okay? You want biscuits, you have to make them yourself. The gravy's a little overdone.
What is this about? Come here, you. Don't be mad.
You've been drinking.
I had one Moosey.
One what?
A Moosey. It's a non-alcoholic beer. I don't drink when I'm pregnant, remember?
Oh, that's great. That's great. You know, I'm slaving over a hot stove all day long, and you're bopping around from one juke joint to the other, guzzling down moosies.
We went to the Holiday Inn to get some work done. I couldn't stay at work. The phones were ringing.
That was me calling.
Look, honey, I'm sorry I ruined your dinner, but I thought you'd be more understanding. I just started this new job, and, you know, I'm saddled with enormous responsibility. I thought you were behind me.
I am behind you with a mop and a broom. Look, I'm tired of swishing around this kitchen with an apron on. I need a little attention, too, you know. I had a haircut 2 days ago. You didn't even notice.
Oh, you did? It's nice.
No, too late, too late.
Come on, Wood. We're talking about a haircut.
It's more than that. It's this job of yours. You made it too important. You don't listen to my problems anymore. I have to listen to your problems all the time.
All right, I'm home now, right?
Yeah.
Come on, sit down. Let's talk about your problems.
All right. Now, this may not be a big deal down at the halls of justice, but you know Carl, the mule, the mascot?
Mm-hmm.
He's got the gout. I have to make a decision as to whether to put him to sleep or not.
Oh, I'm so sorry, honey.
Are you?
Yes? What's wrong with you?
I just don't think you really care about Carl. You just don't seem to listen when I talk, you know. I mean, you come in at night and I talk and talk and you read your paper. And then you go upstairs and you take that stupid briefcase with you and you put it right in the bed between us. And if I will get you 10, I roll right over on top of it in the middle of the night. Not to mention the fact that you just keep snapping it open and snapping it shut. Just a snappy little way of telling me that you're smarter than anybody in this house.
Now you're really starting to act immature.
Oh, yeah? You want to see immature? I'll show you immature. I want you to take this apron And I'll fold it on all 5 sides, and you can put it anywhere you want to put it. Because I am not some little wimp on the Phil Donahue show. I'm a football coach, a cigar-smoking, poker-playing, baseball cap-wearing football coach, and I'm going to stay that way the rest of my life.
Where are you going?
To my mom's.
This is a big waste of time you making up that sofa when you know good and well you're going to wake up in the middle of the night and go home to your wife.
Oh, stop bitching, will you?
Anyway, if you're tired as you say you ought to sleep in a bed.
Well, I ain't going to sleep in your bed with you.
You got that right. I mean, sleep in your own bed. Why didn't you go to your mother's?
I told you, she's out of town. Say, you got anything to drink?
What do you got in mind?
Heineken's?
No.
You got any beer?
No.
How about water?
You know where the kitchen is.
I'm supposed to be a guest.
You're not a guest. You're a freeloader. If you want service, come to the restaurant during business hours. I never come to your house after work and ask you to lose a football game.
That's very funny. You know, you're not that witty down at the place, you know. That was almost pithy.
I'm not afraid of losing tips here. You think that's going to be enough cover for you?
Yeah, this'll be okay. You want to get out of here so I can go to sleep?
You know, you ought to pamper yourself more. Get a facial. I saw that on Geraldo.
Oh, I'm getting sick of Geraldo. Let me ask you something. Don't you think people should have the common decency to come home for dinner when you make a casserole?
What kind of casserole?
Tuna casserole. Not only that, you know, the kids are starting to hate me because I discipline them all the time. And then when she comes home, they just run in her arms like she's the only parent they got, you know? And when she talks to me, she only talks to me about criminals and lawyers and people that chop people's heads off.
Are you ready to go to sleep?
Yeah. Am I keeping you up? I'm sorry.
Don't mention it. And one more thing.
Yeah?
Don't snore unless you hear me snore first. If you get up before I do, don't use all the hot water. And don't use my towel.
Which towel is yours?
My towel is the big, soft, fluffy one. Yours says Howard Johnson's. Why aren't you dressed? It's 3:15 in the afternoon.
Shouldn't have turned that off. Geraldo's got hermaphrodites on today.
Now, you know, you've been hiding out here for 2 whole days. And instead of getting better, you're getting worse. At least the first day you went to work, and I'm not going to call in sick for you anymore, and I'm not writing any more notes.
I am sick. I got a cold.
I want you out of here. I want my life back. I want my house back. I want to come home at the end of the day and relax in my easy chair and watch the news. Now I come home, your junk is in my easy chair, and you are watching Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah, you're just jealous because I'm better at Wheel of Fortune than you are. I'll go on that show and win us both easy chairs.
I don't want your easy chair in my house. You put your easy chair in your house. As a matter of fact, why don't you go over to your house and see where you're going to put your easy chair?
I told you, I'll go home when Ava calls and apologizes.
I'll give you $100.
Hi, Ponda.
Frida! Come on in.
Wood Newton?
How you doing, Frida?
Oh, my Lord. Ooh, you really just let yourself just fall to pieces, haven't you? Listen, if you keep on like this, you're gonna wind up just like Nub Oliver, and then we can all watch the two of you just rolling around town in little matching wagons.
What did you want, Frida?
And I just came by to check on you.
What'd you do with my mail?
It's under that stuff there somewhere.
I cannot believe you just sit around here all day. You don't talk to anybody.
I talked to the mailman today. He came in, we had a cup of coffee. You'll be interested in this, Frida. He told me that his sister had all of her ovaries taken out, and about 10 years later, she went to the hospital, you know, just to have a checkup. They grew back. Isn't that amazing?
Now you see what I'm up against. I come home and all he wants to talk about is whether Philip is going to get back in time for Beth to have a baby on Guiding Light.
Oh, it's plain to see we have got ourselves a major case of depression here.
I'm not depressed. I'm just a little tired.
Oh, please. See, don't you talk to me about depression. Now, I know depression. I was Valentine's Queen at the state hospital.
Honey, this is easy to understand. You and Ava have never been apart in the same town before. Hell, you never even been apart in the same room.
Well, we're apart now, and apparently she likes it that way.
Oh, what do you mean?
Well, she could have called me.
She's like me. She's got too much pride. You just up and left her high and dry.
I didn't leave her high and dry. Lucille's there.
Lucille is sick. She's not coming anymore. But, I mean, don't worry. Ava and I've worked it out. I'm in charge of everything. See, I'm going to take the kids out to eat every night, and then I'm going to teach them to meditate. I'm going to give each one of them their own little mantra. And, 2 nights a week, Taylor and I are going to drive up to Little Rock, and I intend to introduce him to the wonderful world of ballet. Where you going?
I'm gonna pack. Hi.
Hi. How's Ponders?
It was all right. I don't think we're ready for a lasting relationship.
I missed you.
Did you? I'm sorry I was such a horse's rear.
No, it was my fault, too.
You know, you could have called me.
I thought about it, but then it seemed like you needed a little rest. Besides, I figured if you wanted to talk to me, you would have asked for me when you called the kids. I know how hard it's been.
Do you?
Mm-hmm. You forget you have my old job.
Yeah, it's a killer. You could have at least tasted my casserole.
I'm sorry prosecuting attorney is taking up so much more time than I thought. I really should have taken the time to thank you, though, for picking up the slack.
That's okay. See, I never would have made it as a woman.
Lucky for me. So how do we resolve this?
No, we can't. Life is hard, and then you die.
Welcome home.
Thank you. What? What are you thinking?
Nothing. I was just picturing you the way I do during the day.
How's that?
Wearing nothing but your little apron.
You're bad.
In evening shade, we ain't afraid to get a little laid back and let the daylight fade. Life goes slow and it's worth a lot more when you got it made. And we got it made in the shade. Evening shade. In evening shade, we ain't afraid to get a little laid back and let the daylight fade. Life goes slow and it's worth a lot more when you got it made.
It's high noon in Evening Shade. A television film crew has just arrived in town. They're preparing to shoot some battle scenes for the sequel to the miniseries The Blue and the Gray. In another part of town, at Blue's Barbecue Villa, Wood Newton is holding court, totally unaware that in a few short hours, Hollywood will be calling. Hey, why don't I take off this afternoon? You get Taylor. We'll do a little hunting.
Oh, I'd love to, but I got 2 classes this afternoon. You know that I've lost my older son. He's gone off to become a movie star.
You know, I think that you and I are the only 2 people in town not trying out to be in that movie.
Right.
Hey, Coach. Hey, Ponder.
You know?
You're never going to believe it. I went over there this morning where they were having those Hollywood tryouts, and they said they might try to hire me to be a gopher. And then this guy comes out, they call the director, and all of a sudden he looks at me and starts jumping around all excited and screaming about how fabulous and real I am. And next thing I know, they're trying to give me a part.
Well, that's great, no?
What part was it?
The half-wit. I'm not going to accept it, though. I just instinctively knew it wasn't right for me. Anyway, I'm saving myself for Rescue 911.
Hey, Coach.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, I can't thank you enough for covering for me this morning and helping me out.
Oh, that's all right.
You know, people are always kidding me because they say I've seen every movie ever made. Sure came in handy this morning, though, during those auditions.
What happened?
Well, I started out with a little James Cagney. And then I finished up with just a little bit of Eleanor Powell.
So what part did you get?
The half-wit. Well, there's only one line right now, but they say it's a part that's probably going to expand.
Oh, what's the line?
Well, I don't want to spoil it for when you see it on TV.
Okay.
But if you really want to know, I'll tell you. It goes something like this. Excuse me, soldier, but have you seen my old dog's lost bone? What do you think?
Very good.
Well, I'm not really going to say it like that. I'm going to do it a whole lot better than that. Boy, you should have seen that casting place. It's like some kind of scene out of Spartacus or something. People have been driving from everywhere to get to be in this thing. There's even these two women from Chicago. They was dressed up as guys on bikes. One of them kind of grabbed me by my crotch and said, "Hey, where's the snack bar?"
Hey, Woodrow.
Hey, Dr. Elder.
Andre, Mr. Stiles.
How you doing?
Well, I'm a little surprised, actually. I got up this morning, I thought, hell, Monday morning's always slow at the office, and they got this movie company shooting the Civil War, and I got this Confederate uniform. So why don't I just try it out and see what happens? And I got a call from the man in the movie company. It's called the unit production manager. It seems that this Shelley Darling, you know, she's got the lead in this miniseries. Anyway, it seems that the doctor who gave her examination didn't fill out the insurance papers correctly, and now they're threatening to shut down production unless she has another physical immediately.
Don't tell me. You're gonna do it.
That is right. In just about 1 hour, I am going to be standing in Shelley Darling's trailer, giving her a complete workover.
Shelley Darling. I don't remember her.
Well, I remember her. She is a big star. Now I am her physician of record. Next thing you know, what with one referral leads to the next, and that Jacqueline Smith will be calling me every time her kids have a sore throat.
It's a short step.
Hey, Rizzo.
Hey, honey cakes, how'd you make out?
Just went awful. I didn't even get to read for anything.
Oh.
They said, though, if I came back tomorrow, that they might be casting some more extras.
You owe me $50.
I thought you were going to try out.
I only did it to prove a point.
Well, she got one line. She had to beat out two rough-looking chicks on motorbikes to get it.
Miss Beausoleil sure does look happy. What part'd she get?
Shelley Darling's wet nurse. It's non-speaking.
Just call him back and tell him I can't possibly finish these battle scenes by Saturday. I mean, there's just no way. First of all, we are 5 days behind schedule.
6.
And the Weather Bureau says rain. Gentlemen, I am just a director. I am not a miracle worker.
It's Ellen Roth.
Nobody's blaming you for the weather, Alan. It's just that Dennis really doesn't love it when you go over budget.
Well, why don't we just try stop calling Dennis, okay? So he doesn't know everything?
That's my job. You know, I work for the studio. We all just want to make a really good picture that we can all be proud of.
Look at this place. The barbecue villa. Is this cute?
You know, Shelley called Dennis to complain about her trailer.
What's wrong with her trailer? I mean, that is the very best trailer we have.
She says it's not level. She says you're doing it on purpose.
Why would I do that on purpose, Nadine? Jeff, you are talking to a man who swills Pepto-Bismol every day for breakfast. I am not out looking for trouble. If her trailer is not level, then maybe it's parked on a hill.
Maybe we should level the hill.
Doug, level the hill.
And what would you find people like for lunch?
Do you have some kind of a fresh fish with a little pasta and fruit on the side?
No, I'm sorry. We don't carry that.
I hate rural location shoots.
Jeff, will you get pleased with this program? This is authentic barbecue. This is not a Hollywood frou-frou lunch.
What do? Get some kind of a brisket and chop it up and pour that red stuff all over it?
I'm sorry. I'm not allowed to tell you that. It's a secret recipe that's passed along only after you marry your cousin.
You have a wonderful voice.
Thank you.
That voice is wonderful.
You know, maybe we should hire him as a speaking extra. We don't have enough blacks to be slaves.
Yes, age-old problem.
Excuse me. We couldn't help over here. I'm Dr. Holland Eldridge. One of your people called me today. They'll give Miss Darling her insurance physical.
Yes, that was me, Doug Jackson.
Yeah. I just wanted to say, pertaining to your comment, that my wife and I would be happy to play slaves, you know, if you're running out.
Well, you know, that is really very kind of you. Now, what did you say your names were, please?
Fred and Ethel Mertz.
Harlan and Merlene Eldridge.
Harlan and Merlene.
Eldridge.
Eldridge. Did you get those names? This is cute. Now, Harlan, I'm terribly sorry, but we really have given away all the local parts. I just love this little man in the wagon. I think I do. Now, look at that. Is that not marvelous with the tambourine and flag?
That's nothing. Look at this. I'm using all my motor skills at once.
Now, this is pure small-town Americana. I mean, you cannot duplicate this, Doug. This cannot be duplicated.
Excuse me, Mr. Roth, but my husband Harlan and I would be interested in playing just almost anything.
Go ahead and sing, honey bunch.
It was the 3rd of June, another sleepy, dusty Delta day. Well, I was out picking cotton, and my brother was a bailing hay.
That's very nice, but hold it. That will not be necessary. Merlene will call you. Gentlemen, there are no more local parts. I'm terribly sorry. Except for a dark and brooding Confederate colonel. Who is that man over there?
Harlan Eldridge.
No, not you. Get out of the way, you. And everybody back. That man there. Who is that man?
Who? That's our football coach, Wood Newton.
No, that's not the football coach. That's our Confederate colonel. Not you. Will you get back? That's Colonel Rodney Stone. Sticks, David. Sticks, please. Marker. Okay, smoke, man. Smoke.
A little more smoke.
Okay, more smoke. All right, smoke man, out, smoke man. Good, please. Okay, all right, stand by, people. Now, please, quiet on the set. This is... Playback. Okay.
Playback.
Playback now! Action! No, cut! Please, let's try this again. Fellas, Confederates, you are coming over the hill too slow, all right? Now, this is the 28th take. And I am really getting very tired. If you people don't work this out right, come over the hill slow, or we'll have to get people from New York, all right? Once more, people,
You know
for the
something,
30th time.
Thinking about changing my line. Instead of saying, "Excuse me, soldier, but have you seen my old dog's bone?" I'm thinking about saying, "Excuse me, soldier, but have you seen my old dog's damn bone?"
Too much. They don't like you cuss on TV.
But don't you think damn would give it a sense of urgency?
Now, why don't you just stick to the script, Fred?
Hey, Coach, you want to go over your lines again?
No, I don't want to go over them again. You know, I don't know how you talked me into this. I've missed 2 days of school already. I only got 3 stupid lines in this stupid mini-series. Nobody's going to watch it anyway.
Excuse me, Coach, but that first Blue in the Gray did real good in the ratings, and you got more than 3 stupid lines. You got the biggest part of anybody in Evening Shade, and you're even getting to act with the star. Besides, you're carrying the torch for the whole rest of the town.
What's the holdup?
Oh, we're just doing a few pickups, waiting for Miss Darling. She's not feeling well.
Well, what's wrong with her now?
I don't know. She came outside, took a look around, and then went back in her trailer.
Since she's always coming out, looking around, and going back inside. I mean, what is she, a groundhog?
That's very funny.
And another thing, exactly who are all those people that keep going in and out of that trailer?
Her husband, her hairdresser, her manager, her publicist, and her lint picker.
The what?
Her lint picker. He's the guy who picks lint off of her. I seen him doing it. I wish I'd known about that job. I would have applied for it.
Hi.
Oh, hi.
Hey, mister. Oh, we just thought we'd come and visit you.
Hey, how you doing?
I can't believe you haven't worked yet. It's already 5 o'clock.
Huh?
Hi.
Nothing coming out.
Can't go in there now. Her husband says she doesn't want to speak to anyone in person.
What is that supposed to mean?
I talked to Dennis in California. He said that we should try to get her on the phone.
Try to get her on the phone? Why would I do something like that when she's 20 feet from me?
I don't know. This is
Bob, as soon as she comes out, hit her with the spot, okay, please? So that I don't have any more excuses from her. Thank you.
Hi.
I just love this girl.
Look, don't upset her. Just call and maybe she'll come out.
Can I borrow your phone a minute?
Sure.
Yeah, thanks. What's her number?
Wait, what do you think you're doing?
I just want to give her a little incentive to come out.
Who are you?
Well, it's all right. No, he plays Colonel Rodney Stone. It's fine. He's got a scene with Shelley. Go ahead.
And not only that, I'm the head football coach here in Evening Shade. I don't want to tell you guys how to run your business, but if I had a ball player that acted like that, I'd run him around the bleachers until he died.
Yeah. Well, thank you for your input.
You're welcome.
Excuse me, but would any of y'all care for a junior mint?
No.
It's what I always eat when I go to the movies.
I'll take one.
Well, that's very cute.
Oh, look, there goes Harlan.
Alan, listen, the temperature's falling and the blood is getting all gooky. None of it is going to match the stuff from this morning.
Oh, give me the phone. Get that phone. I want her out here now. Do you hear that?
Hit it with a spot, Bob.
You stupid idiots! When I asked for a doctor, I didn't mean some big dumb goober from this hillbilly hellhole. I meant a real doctor. I meant you get that SOB sorry excuse for a studio head, Dennis, whatever his name is, to send his personal jet with some real medical personnel on board. Some people who just might know how to diagnose and treat stress and anxiety and exhaustion. And yes, even a brain tumor, because that's what I have, a headache and a brain tumor. From being consigned to live in this redneck hellhole for 5 nightmare days in a freaking hospitality inn with no room service. Just a $4.95 all-you-can-eat buffet line filled with truck drivers and their 2-cent wives and their screaming children dripping with Tootsie Roll juice. You can take your big old biscuits and your friggin' grits and put them where the sun don't shine. Because I can't take any more of this horrendous food, this impossible schedule, my tilted trailer, these guns going off and on and day and night. And I will go insane if one more person says, you all come back now, this is all your fault. You sorry, slimy wimp. You did this to me. And just for that, you can stay out here and freeze your big stupid butts off all night with your new rosy-cheeked, slack-jawed hick friends, because I won't be coming out for another 6 hours. And you can put that in your big bullhorn and blow it, Mr. Ferret Face.
I love it when she addresses something to me personally.
Well, gang, you can relax. It's going to be a long night.
You know, if she takes 2 minutes out of that speech, it could be wonderful.
You know what that is over there, Coach? That's a big old movie star. Gone bad.
I think you're right, Nub.
I bet she's making $100 a day, too.
Try $10,000. Wow. Well, I bet you guys know a lot of movie stars, huh?
We know a few.
I guess deep down inside, they're just like you and me, huh?
No, they're nothing like you and me.
Excuse me, but why don't you just fire her? If I refused to come to work for 3 days, my boss would certainly fire me.
That's in the real world, dear. We're from Tinseltown.
Well, she sure couldn't treat people this way if she lived around here. That just wouldn't be right.
That's an interesting phrase. That just wouldn't be right. Did you ever hear that, Doug? You know, I never heard that. That just wouldn't be right. I heard it won't make money. Or we might get caught. But I never heard that just wouldn't be right. I mean, that's extraordinary. These people are a gold mine. Somebody should come down here and study them. We shouldn't be making this movie. We should be making a documentary.
Hey, Coach. You gonna quit?
No, I'm not. I got a lot of time invested here. I'm gonna wait her out.
That's the spirit. She's got to come out of that trailer sooner or later. Hey, fellas. What y'all want to do now?
I think we should all sing Kumbaya.
I just love that guy.
Why don't we run over your lines again?
All right. I'm sorry, Mrs. Culpepper. I can't give you that information right now. My troops are in the field. Here's a map if you're interested.
I think on here's the map if you're interested.
Yeah?
You ought to put a little mystery into it. You ought to go like, here's the map. Then pause, raise your eyebrows, if you're interested. What do you think?
She's not coming out.
Bob, kill this spy. All right, Mr. Dog, okay, fine, okay. Quiet on the set, please. Action.
Excuse me, soldier. Have you seen my old dog's lost bones?
Cut and print.
Are you sure?
Oh, that was great.
Are you
That was
sure?
just great.
I could do it a lot better.
Okay, everybody, take 5 before you Miss Darling's ready.
Really, I could do it better. Well, Coach, you just saw me take my first step on the road to Hollywood immortality. Don't worry, though. I'm not the kind of person to forget his friends.
If I were you, Herman, I wouldn't be saying ha-ha around Coach right now.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
If he just weren't so stubborn. You know, the first day he had that uniform on, he looked so cute. Now it's beginning to smell. Harlan, why don't you and Ponder go talk to him again?
Oh, all right. He's not gonna listen. Come on, Ponder.
Wait a minute.
Woodrow! Woodrow, now this is getting ridiculous. Hell, that Shelley, whatever her name is a nutcase. She could be in there and connect your lie.
He's right, Wood. So you didn't get to say your 3 lines. That's some other poor old slob Sam. At least you got paid.
Hello. That was her manager. She hates her makeup. She doesn't want anyone to see her. She's not coming out.
Actually, that's not correct. You might want to revise that bulletin. As a matter of fact, he is coming out, and she's coming out right now.
All right. Because me and a lot of other people in this town have been sitting here for 5 days through rain and sleet and hail and snow. You know, I am not interested anymore in what you think of the weather and what you think of your friends and how you refuse to talk to people in person because I'm here now in person here to talk to me.
What do you think you're doing?
What am I doing? I'm sticking this trailer. I'm sticking this trailer until you get your pumped up movie star butt out of here because I've got some lines to say to you. 3 lines is the better. 3 lines. 3 lines. I've been working on all week long. I'm rehearsing 3 lines for
I'm gonna say my damn right now.
Who are you?
Huh? I'm Wood Newton, the head football coach in this little town you laughingly call a hellhole. Don't worry about people when they say to you, "Yo, come back now," you hear? Because we don't mean it. Especially when we're talking to you. As a matter of fact, if you would show up here, we'd move the town. Now, where's the camera?
Right here, sir. We're ready.
Get it over here.
Over here. Stand here, right on the spot. I want it over the shoulder, and try not to get any...
Come out and get that lid picker out of here.
Over the shoulder. Quiet, please. Action.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Culpepper. I really am. But that's all the information I can give you right now. My troops are in the field. Here's a map if you're interested. Cut and print! You did that.
You'll never work in one of my films again.
Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
And so Wood Newton's acting debut begins and ends. He may not get a star on Hollywood Boulevard, but he'll always have one on our main street, right here, in a place called Evening Shade.
Does anybody remember if Grandma Newton got a bathrobe for last Christmas?
How would we know? We don't keep track of stuff like that.
I keep forgetting that I'm talking to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Pigs of Christmas.
Hey, you don't have to get cranky about it. We just want our share.
Your share?
Yeah.
Taylor, Christmas morning, there's going to be so many presents under the tree that we could give them to half the children of the third world. Not to mention all the stuff that Santa's going to bring.
Yeah, right.
What is this yeah, right stuff?
Dad, I know Santa Claus is not real.
Where'd you get that idea?
Because he couldn't get around the whole world in one night unless he had help from somebody else.
Like who?
Federal Express.
Well, that's what you know. Santa has the fastest sleigh in the world.
Anyways, if there is a Santa, why can't I have a dog?
Because we already have a dog. And Santa feels that 2 dogs would be too many.
Well, hey, Brownie's getting old. Why does Santa care? He didn't have to take care of him.
Because Santa is a personal friend of your mother's and mine, and Santa thinks that 1 dog is enough, and we don't want to make Santa angry, do we?
Whoa.
Hey, that's your mom's. That's your mom's. Put it back. Put it back.
Ooh, good morning, my little Christmas elves. My big Christmas elf. All my sugar plums get what they wanted for breakfast.
Hey, Mom, it's not breakfast I'm worried about. It's Christmas. Did you go look at those stereos I told you about?
Oh, Taylor, I told you not to worry your pretty little head about what I looked at or I didn't look at. Santa Claus works in mysterious ways.
Oh, yeah, right.
Oh, and I'll tell you something else. I'm not the only one excited about Christmas. Baby Newton has been kicking like a tiger all morning. Here, feel.
Wow. That's great. I mean, we'll hang up an athletic sock for her.
Okay. Morning. Oh, you know what I just realized this morning?
What?
This is going to be our first Christmas without Daddy. Did you all make that Christmas card for him like I asked?
We forgot.
Well, don't bother. The only thing your granddaddy deserves is a swift kick in the pants, which I fully intend to give to him when he gets home.
Why?
Oh, you know how CNN has been putting on the servicemen, getting them to wish Merry Christmas and everything to their families back home? Well, this time they were out with some military unit someplace, and your daddy was one of the ones who got to send home holiday greetings.
Oh, you're kidding. What did he say?
Hi. My name is Evan Evans, and I am the editor and publisher of the Evening Shade Arkansas Argus. And I would like to wish a very Merry Christmas to Miss Fontana Beausoleil.
That's all he said?
That's it.
I can't believe he didn't say hello to us.
Hello, honey. He didn't even flip us the bird. It's humiliating enough that the whole town knows that my brother's going out with that over-peroxided trailer park trash.
Rita, all they're hearing is a name.
Oh, listen, you, the whole world knows a trailer park trash name when they hear one. Her sister is named Toshiba after the stereo. Honey, I gotta run. Keep your chin up, precious.
Thanks for dropping by, Frida, and spreading all that Christmas cheer. I got an idea. Let's call your dad.
Oh, no. It's 2 days before Christmas. We'll never make a connection.
Yeah.
I got an idea. Why don't you get Santa to help you? Huh?
Is he being sarcastic?
I'm afraid so, yeah.
He doesn't believe Santa Claus is real.
He doesn't believe Santa Claus is real?
Nope.
Where did he get an idea like that?
Oh, maybe Mike Wallace said it on 60 Minutes.
It's not funny.
I know it.
We can tell you why he doesn't believe.
Why?
Well, last time he lost a tooth, he didn't tell you guys, and he went on and put it under his pillow. Well, the next morning when the tooth was there, he stopped believing in the tooth fairy.
What's that got to do with Christmas?
Well, you see, he's conducting another one of his little experiments. He's telling you guys that he wants a Nintendo, but he's asking Santa to make it snow.
Good. Snow's a lot cheaper than Nintendo.
So if he gets the snow, then he'll believe.
Right, because he knows you guys can never make it snow.
Why doesn't he just go to bed the night before Christmas like every other kid and take potluck in the morning?
Well, hey, I know what we can do. We can all go down to Phil's Appliance and look at a stereo for Taylor.
Hello. Speaking. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Oh, no. Oh, no. Yeah, I'll be right there. Yeah, I have to take Molly for a rehearsal for the Christmas pageant anyway. All right, bye.
What's wrong, hon?
Oh, it's Mr. McDowell again. Do you remember I told you he got caught shoplifting some coloring books at Walmart?
Yeah?
So I went to see him and his wife, and did you know that they have 7 children?
Yeah, I taught a couple of them.
You should see their house. I mean, these people have nothing. Anyway, he and his wife came to see me a few days later at work and asked me not to prosecute. He was wearing this shiny, thin little suit, you know, clutching his hat in his hand. I mean, it just breaks my heart when I see a man in a cheap suit clutching a hat. Anyway, I got the charges dropped, right? Well, now, he's been down at Fouch's shoplifting some bath powder. I guess he's gonna hit every store in town before Christmas.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah. Say, he hasn't hit Phil's Appliance yet, has he?
I don't know what we're gonna do. In the past, Snub's always written a letter to Santa Claus at least a week before Christmas. We've only got 2 days now to buy whatever it is he wants. I don't understand why that letter's not at the post office.
Well, maybe they lost it.
No, I've been over there every day. Ponder's over checking right now. What do you think we ought to do, Coach?
I don't know. I got troubles of my own. Do you know that Will doesn't believe in Santa Claus anymore?
What?
He's worked out this elaborate test to prove it. I don't know what's wrong with kids today. They're like investigative reporters. No wonder they don't believe in Santa Claus. He comes to town, they hunt him down like a dog.
Well, personally, I think it's from people watching too many shows like Unsolved Mysteries.
Personally, I'm not getting into the Christmas spirit this year. It's gotten too commercial for me.
You're not gonna dress up as Santa Claus over at the hospital?
No, I'm mad. Everybody got together and decided that in order to promote good health, they would use a thinner Santa.
Great. Another tradition down the drain. Now they want a trendy, thin Santa Claus. Next thing you know, he won't even be based at the North Pole. He'll be working out of Southern California, he'll have a therapist, and he'll be questioning his commitment to Mrs. Claus.
Well, Christmas has gotten entirely too commercial. All my kids talk about is, what are they going to get for themselves for Christmas?
Well, you ought to come out to Tara. Talk about commercial. We got so many lights around our roof, I'm afraid some plane is going to try and land. I mean, you can't even go to the bathroom in my house without listening to jingle bells every time you raise the lid.
Hey, Dad, look. Mr. Styles got the shop class to build some runners for the dragon.
That's great.
Now we can go in the snow.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Dad, you should see the tree up in the square. It's the hugest one ever.
I saw it on the way over here.
Hey, Nub, if it's that big, I guess they're going to have to get you in a crane to put the star on top this year.
That's right.
No, I told him I wasn't going to do it this year.
Nub, Oliver, you can't just not put the star on top of the tree in the town square. It's a tradition.
Well, I'm sorry, but I just don't feel like it this year. It just doesn't seem the same since I don't believe in Santa Claus no more.
Hey, Dad, me and Neb are going to the taster freeze. See you later, okay?
Well, can you beat that? All these years, people in this town have been scrambling around, busting their butts, trying to make sure he gets what he wants for Christmas. And he don't believe in Santa Claus anymore. Hey, Coach, who do you suppose could have put an idea like that in his head?
I don't know. I got a 4-year-old suspect, though.
Hey, anybody see Evan on CNN?
No. No, boss, it ain't come up yet.
Well, Nub's letter to Santa Claus finally showed up at the post office.
Well, what does he want?
Unfortunately, nothing we can get.
What is it?
Snow.
Well, first of all, I'm not even sure that they believe there is no Santa Claus. It's just something that Will told Nub, you know. They're testing us.
Hell, Nub goes down to Phil's appliance store all the time to watch the weather report. He knows there's no snow in the forecast.
They think they got us over a barrel, but they don't.
They don't?
No. I have a friend who has a snow machine.
You do?
Yeah. He lives over in El Dorado. They used it last week to do a car commercial.
How'd you know about it?
Told you, he's a friend of mine. I'm going to call him up. Trust me.
Okay.
I'll be back in a little while. We're going to make it snow by night.
Boy, I tell you, I'm right down to the line on the coach's present. I was going to get him that Sports Illustrated sneaker phone. I don't know, though. That guy on that commercial turns me off. Hey, honey, guess what I'm calling you on? Smells like feet.
Listen, I really do think that you should go ahead and play Santa Claus again this year. I mean, come on. Have some Christmas spirit.
Marlene, I had that Christmas spirit, and they killed it. Besides, I'm upset because everybody assumes that just because I'm fat, I'm jolly.
I don't think anybody assumes that.
Yes, they do. Everybody takes fat people for granted. I mean, like, just assuming that just because we're fat, we like to play Santa Claus. I don't see anybody going around asking buck-toothed people to be the Easter Bunny.
Okay. I located the snow machine. Ponder, you and Herman want to go over to El Dorado tonight and pick it up?
Wait a minute. Why us?
Well, because tonight I'm going to decorate the Christmas tree.
Coach Newton,
Uh-huh.
if you're going to be home tonight, I thought I'd drop by. I got something for you.
Well,
Sure, fine.
if it isn't the winch who stole Christmas.
See you then. Oh, and Mr. Stiles, thanks for the breast warmers.
Oh, it's nothing. It's just a little extra fur I had from when I was helping out with the band uniform.
Yeah, well, they're very cute. You'll have to stop by and see them on.
Okie doke.
Don't shake that! That's my manicure kit from Aunt Frida!
Okay, everyone. Here's the official Christmas 1990 ornament for baby Newton.
Mom, I hope you didn't forget to get my new Kids on the Block book bag, a wristwatch, and a hand-painted sweatshirt with my name on it.
All right, I've heard about enough of this. I want you to look over there under the tree. See all those presents? It's disgusting. Somewhere in the world, there's a kid who would be thrilled to death just to get an orange for Christmas.
Really?
Yes, really.
Well, hey, I'd be happy to give him the orange out of my stocking. As long as I can get me a pair of Air Jordans.
Oh, I guess you would. Air Jordans cost $150 a pair.
Well, yeah, Dad, but you can fly through the air with them.
Well, give me $150, I'll kick you through the air.
I guess that means I won't be getting my ripped jeans either.
Sure you will. Take those pants off. I'll rip them for you. Listen to me. As you get older, materialistic things are not going to mean that much to you. You can't take them with you when you go.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean we can't have fun with them while we're here.
Oh.
Come on, Dad, you're old. You're gonna die a lot sooner than us. We've got years ahead. We need stuff.
All right, that's it.
What?
I want you all to go up to bed.
Why?
We haven't finished decorating the tree
I don't
yet.
care. Go up to bed.
Why?
Why? I just don't want to hear gimme, 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 gimme anymore. Son, go up to bed and think about what Christmas really means, all right?
I don't believe in Rudolph either.
Where are you going?
You know that hard luck family, the McDoles, where do they live?
On Harbor Street. Why?
Because I got a whole lot of presents to deliver. Oh, you should have seen the McDole family. Kids were crying. Even the dog was crying. You think we did the right thing, don't you?
Oh, yeah. No, our kids behaved very badly.
Mm-hmm.
I'm ashamed of them. They didn't even make that card for Daddy. On the other hand, this is pretty shocking.
Well, they'll still get some presents from Santa.
Yeah, but now they have nothing under the tree.
They don't have nothing, honey. They have everything. I want them to realize that.
But it's so shocking.
He said that. I want you to think about all the Christmases that you had as a child, all the presents you got. Through all those Christmases,
Yes.
They sort of run together, don't they?
So?
So, this is going to be a Christmas they'll remember.
Marlene, hi, Ava. Merry Christmas.
Hi.
Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Well, Harlan is still at the office Christmas party playing Santa. And I just wanted to bring these gifts by.
All right, thank you.
I hope they fit. I designed the outfits myself.
Okay.
Oh, my goodness. I had no idea that you'd fallen on such hard times. Oh, I should have brought more.
Oh, Marlene, it's all right.
Oh, I just feel so bad. I mean, talk about slim pickings. I should have at least brought some oranges or something.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
I just brought that tape by of your father-in-law. I have a friend who works for CNN.
Oh, that's very nice. Isn't that nice, honey?
You didn't have to. I mean, we already heard about it.
Yes, but this is the unedited version. I think you should see it.
Well, thanks. That was very sweet. Wood, why don't you put it on, and
Okay.
and I'll get you some hot cider.
Oh, I can't stay but just a minute. I have a show to do tonight.
Oh, that's just amazing. You mean you just keep right on performing topless right up until Christmas?
Oh, sure. I even have a little number I do called Dueling Rudolphs.
Okay, here you go, gang.
Hi, I'm Major Bob Walters from Austin, Texas, wishing a Merry Christmas to my wife, Janie, and my children, David, Brian, and Leslie.
Hi, I'm Lieutenant Nancy Garrett from Frederick, Maryland, and I just want to send my love to my husband, Randy.
Hello, I'm Evan Evans,
Oh, my
editor
gosh, he
and
looks so
publisher
good,
of the
doesn't he?
Evening
Yeah,
Shade
yeah.
Arkansas Argus. I'd like to say Merry Christmas to Miss Fontana Beausoleil, love to all my grandkids. To my sister Frida, I'm running out of fudge. My son-in-law, Wood Newton, stay away from my firewood. And to my darling daughter, well, you know what I think about you. Merry, Merry Christmas, sweetheart.
That just makes me cry.
I wanted you to see it.
Thank you.
Merry Christmas.
Oh, Merry Christmas. Well, I better be going. Okay.
Yeah, me too.
But, oh, by the way, I really love the Rudolph on the top of your car.
Oh, well, thank you. It is so easy to make. All you have to do is trace a reindeer onto styrofoam and then cut it out and sew a little red vest on it and then press twisted coat hangers into its skull.
I'll have to remember that.
Oh, well, it's all in a little pamphlet that I made called It's a Styrofoam Christmas.
Bye. Merry Christmas.
Oh, bye.
Merry Christmas. Oh, that was so great.
Hey!
Oh, my God.
Hey!
Where did this dog come from?
Oh, it was Joel's dog. They couldn't keep it any longer, so... Well, they wanted to give us something. You know, kids wanted a dog.
Hey, Coach.
Hi.
Hi, so hi, Miss Newton. Listen, we got that snow machine out in Ponder's truck. Wanted you to know we're ready to roll.
Okay, I'll be right with you.
Wait a minute. What's he talking about? Where are you going?
Well, Virginia, I'm going out into the dark and the cold and prove there really is a Santa Claus.
Is it my imagination, or is this a really weird Christmas?
This is a really weird Christmas. This doesn't work. It doesn't look like snow. It looks like... I don't want to say what it looks like.
I don't know, it looks like a bunch of whale spit, doesn't it?
Well, all I know is a heck of a lot of trouble just to get two people to believe in Santa Claus. Why couldn't they ask for something simple, like a bottle of Old Spice or soap and a rope?
Well, at least we'll have a lot of other presents.
Not really.
Hey, hey! Ho, ho! You got that ball now, really? Hey, Coach, Harlan, Ponder, Herman.
Now, Bolivar, what are you doing out this late? It's past midnight.
I just decided to take my wagon for a spin and enjoy a fresh stick of gum. You know, there's nothing like it for pure chewing satisfaction. What are y'all doing? Trying to write your names?
That's very funny.
What do you got back there?
Oh, this is a mulching machine. We're making fertilizer.
That's funny. Looks like a snow machine to me. Hey, hey! Ho, ho!
Come on now, boy. You're fooling with tradition here. You gotta climb up there and put this star on top of that tree. All these people are standing here waiting. Come on now, buck up. Be a man.
No way. I just can't be a party to this now that I know there's no Santa Claus.
Oh, no, there is a Santa Claus. He may not be the Santa Claus you're looking for.
What do you mean?
Well, but... I mean, he may not be a Santa Claus that looks and talks to you like Harlan, but for me, the big guy up in the North Pole, he can make almost any wish come true.
Hey, would you look at that? I'll be darned. Now we're in business.
Hey, Nub! Look! It's starting to snow! There is a Santa Claus! There is!
And now, as Mr. Nub Oliver places our star, we'll have the lighting of our tree.
When the tree tops glisten and children.
Come on, Will, I'll take you for a spin.
And Merry Christmas from Evening Shade.
So I go up to Will's room, and I say, all right, young man, what are these papers under your bed with D's and F's on them? And he said, well, I was saving them up because I didn't want to get in trouble but once.
Smart kid.
Yeah, he's a bright kid.
This is hardly something we should be busting our buttons over.
No, he is bright. He just got a short attention span, that's all.
Well, that can happen to anybody. Harlan has certainly got a short attention span. Sometimes when we're in bed,
Marlene,
it's mine.
Marlene, I don't think we need to go into that.
You know, I saw that white trash Fontana Beausoleil out at the Tasty Freeze last night, and she had this big old stack of mail from your daddy. Oh, it just makes me so mad. I mean, here he is. It's my only brother. Gets this big honor being a small-town newspaper editor, selected to go cover the Middle East. And the best he can come up with so far is letters to a harlot back home.
And he is just lucky he didn't get sent to the Soviet Union. I saw on TV where they're running out of food.
You know, I don't understand that. I mean, if those people don't have anything to eat, how come they all so fat?
I give. How come?
Excuse me.
Turn up.
Hey, Coach. Oh, sorry. I thought it was one of those riddles like, what has 4 wheels and flies? With the answer being a garbage truck.
What's on your mind?
Nothing. I was just down at Phil's Appliance watching an Andy Griffith rerun. You know, sometimes that Aunt Bee can get a little pushy. Opie needed a new suit, and she didn't want Andy to spend the money. Well, I say, hey, what the heck skin is it off of her nose? She's been there for 100 years. She doesn't even pay rent.
I think you got a good point there.
Well, you know that Fabian sure has held up well. Have you all seen that new commercial that he's done on TV? Have you seen it, Frida?
Fabian who?
Just Fabian. He only has one name, like Madonna.
I'm sorry, I do not acknowledge people with only one name. For me, they simply do not exist.
Well, they do exist, whether you acknowledge them or not. I've seen them both on TV. Well, not to mention Cher and Hitler.
Marlene, Hitler doesn't have just one name. His first name was Adolf.
That's another one. Adolf's meat tenderizer.
Marlene, I really don't want to discuss this.
I got an idea. Why don't we all go to see a picture show tonight? Rocky V is playing down at the Rogers.
Please, I am so tired of those movies. I hate Rocky. I wish Conan the Barbarian just kicked the hell out of him. Then we could have something else on the marquee.
Well, Wood and I can't go anyway. We're having dinner over at Gil and Madeline Hall's house.
Boy, you all sure are seeing a lot of them lately.
Oh, not really. Mostly school events. Our kids have become friends.
Yeah, we were over there a few weeks ago, and I gotta tell you, it was pretty boring.
Harlan?
Well, it was, honey cakes. All we did was sit around and watch picture albums of their vacations.
Well, I thought it was interesting. I never knew that the president's faces on Mount Rushmore were not a natural phenomenon.
Who are Gil and Madeline Hall? Is that Arlene Hall's son? Oh.
That's right. He was raised here, and now he's been transferred back to manage the shoe outlet. They were living in Anaheim, which is just less than a mile from Disneyland. Which, of course, also means less than a mile from Frontierland, and Tomorrowland, and Fantasyland. I just can't imagine what it's like to get up every morning being so close to all those different lands. Can you?
No. But I'll tell you this, Marlene, you're a lot closer than you think.
Where's my man? Another drink?
No, I'm fine, thank you.
Ava?
Oh, no thanks. Madeline, this cake was fabulous.
Oh, it's easy. I make it all the time. It's my son's favorite.
Really? Well, then I'm going to make it for his birthday party on Saturday.
Ava, that's so sweet of you. Are you sure? You're so busy.
Not only am I sure, but my kids are counting on it. You just tell me who else you want to invite.
Oh, well, no one else really. I mean, we'd love to have it with just your family.
That's right. Since we moved back, nobody's made us as comfortable as you guys. In fact, I don't think we could have survived without you. You're very special people. What's the matter, Woodson? I getting too sappy for you here?
No, I was just waiting for you to elaborate.
Well, actually, I don't think you're that special, but I think your wife is. What I can't figure out is how an old, washed-up football player like yourself can end up marrying such a beautiful young girl with a body like that.
Oh, that's because you don't know about my soul and my spirituality. That's what attracted her in the first place.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, now, I have to say, I don't think Ava got such a bad deal. I mean, I think Woods is in fabulous shape.
Yeah, tell me there.
Of course, it's hard to tell with all his clothes on. But what I can see looks good.
All of them looks good.
It's great to hear from another precinct.
Well, now that dinner's over, how about a little four-way card game?
Oh, that sounds great. What do you want to play?
I think Madeline's got her heart set on strip poker.
You're so bad.
Hey, I'm tired of playing cards. Let's watch a movie.
Oh, you know, Rocky V's at the Rogers.
Oh, we didn't mean to go out. We have lots of movies here.
Do you by any chance have It's a Wonderful Life? I missed it at Christmas, and it's been killing me.
No, we have something better than that. We have Carl and Sylvia on their honeymoon.
Carl and Sylvia on the honeymoon. Who are they?
Oh, they're actors.
Oh.
They're very good.
Most of those films don't have acting or plots, but this has everything.
Yeah. Carl and I don't know that one. Do you, honey?
No.
Yeah. Hey, did you blow a fuse?
Just creating a little atmosphere.
Yeah.
You want to light those candles for me, Ava?
Oh, sure. I love candles, especially during the holidays. They're so festive.
Boy, your kids sure are quiet. You sedate them?
Oh. No, they're Gil's sisters. Honey, I'm going to slip into something a little more comfortable. Could I offer either of you a robe or anything?
A robe?
We're among friends. Might as well be comfy.
No, thanks. I'll pass.
What kind of robe is it?
Just an old velour robe. What'd you think it would be? See-through silk with matching underwear?
He can't have that. That's mine.
No, I'll pass on the robe.
Sit back and get ready for Carl and Sylvia on their honeymoon.
Carl and Sylvia? I never heard of this picture.
Well, but you've never heard of Day for Night or A Man and a Woman either.
Yeah.
Is this European?
No, actually, I think it was made in Detroit.
Darling, I've done everything you've wanted. I mean, I'm standing here wearing nothing but these hip boots and a little trout basket, aren't I?
You know what I want?
Why are you kissing me like that?
Because your mouth, it's hard and it's cruel.
All right. Have it your way. You and me and Kevin and Sandy.
Is it just me or is anyone else warm in here?
I am.
No.
I know. We can put on our swimsuits and get into the hot tub, and then when we get out, we'll all be refreshed.
Oh, no, that's all right. We don't swim.
It's only a foot deep.
We don't wade either. We don't like water at all.
What he means is we don't like to sit in water. We take showers.
Yeah.
With the doors locked.
Right.
Well, I really hate to break this up, but I really think we should be going.
It's only 8 o'clock.
Yeah, well, I have school in the morning.
Well, school starts at 8:30. What time do you have to be there?
4 o'clock. Oh, we're never going to see those people again.
They seem so normal. It's just so bizarre. I mean, first trying to get us into robes, and then that stupid movie.
I thought Sylvia was pretty good in the montage.
On the other hand, maybe we're overreacting. Maybe they didn't mean what we thought they mean.
How old do you think Sylvia is?
Lord. You know, maybe we're mistaken. Like when you're in 9th grade and you're dancing close with a boy and his hand sort of slips down to here, you know, and you're never quite sure whether or not it's an accident.
You thought that was an accident?
Sometimes.
Where were you when I was in the 9th grade?
The point is, maybe Gil and Madeline didn't really mean anything. Maybe they were kidding around.
Kidding. She made a remark about my buttocks.
Wait a minute, before we go in the house.
Huh?
She actually said that word?
Yeah.
Nobody uses that word. What did she say?
She said they look great. When I was walking away in the distance.
That's hysterical.
I don't think it's that funny. I think they do look pretty good when I'm walking away.
All right, that's it. We're not having this party.
What exactly did Gil say to you in the kitchen?
He said that you were an incredibly lucky man, and if he were married to me, he'd never let me get dressed.
He said that? I should have punched his lights out. I would have, too, except it was so dimly lit in there with those candles.
You know what really makes me mad? Why we didn't just get up and walk out. I mean, why should we feel embarrassed? They're the ones who were out of line.
I never liked him. I don't want their buttocks in our house ever.
What are we gonna do? I mean, our kids are crazy about each other. You know, just on the possibility that we are overreacting, I think maybe we should give them another chance.
Are you crazy? We were lucky to get out of there with our socks on. Every 5 minutes. Wouldn't you like to get into something a little more comfortable? These people were desperate to get our clothes off. We were lucky they didn't have a wind-sucking machine.
But we promised to have this party, and it's in our house. What can go wrong?
Well, with those people, it's a birthday party. They could come in their birthday suit.
So anyway, it was the 5th period, which is my free period. And I was out kind of strolling along outside the gymnasium, and I see this guy leaning up against the wall smoking a cigarette. So I go up to him and I give him the usual lecture, you know, on lung cancer and emphysema and all that. And then I proceed to take that cigarette right out of his mouth and break it in two with one hand.
Well, good for you. What did he say?
Said I'm not a student at this school.
Oh, my Lord, what did he do?
Well, best I remember, he sort of picked me up by my sides, swung me back and forth a couple of times, you know, to build up momentum. Next thing I know, I'm kind of flying through the air for what seems like some time. I mean, I definitely remember 3 parked cars as I passed over them. That was right before I hit the telephone pole.
And I got something in my bag for that if you want it.
No, hey, I don't want you to tell anybody about this either. This is my first black eye. I'm kind of proud of it. I mean, people look at you different when they know you're a fighter. I mean, like this morning, I was driving the Gremlin through the Minute Wash. You know that guy that takes the quarters?
Mm-hmm.
He had this new look of respect in his eyes.
That guy's blind.
What do you mean?
I mean, he's blind. Dilo Dillman, he's a patient of mine.
Well, I don't care. He still had a respectful look. Maybe he sensed something.
Yeah, right.
Hi, guys.
Hey, Coach.
Hey, what happened to your eye?
Well, it was 5th period, which is my free period.
It's a long story.
Ava's got to work tonight. I thought I'd take Will and Taylor see Rocky V. You guys want to come along, get it over with?
Oh, sorry, Coach. I got a lot of papers I got to grade.
I told Merlene I'd take it to the sale barn.
I thought you were doing that Friday night.
I can't. We're going to go to the halls for dinner.
Oh, yeah? Why?
Well, I assumed to eat.
I wouldn't assume anything.
Well, what do you mean?
Nothing. I just don't think you should go, that's all.
I know they're boring, but Merlene's already accepted. Anyway, you went.
Yeah, well, I didn't have a good time.
Don't worry about that. Merlene can have a good time anywhere. I tell you, you could call that girl up in the middle of the night and say, Merlene, I want you to come down here to the dog pound. We got a bunch of cages we want you to clean out. And she'd say, oh, I just think that's so interesting.
Last time you were there, they just showed you vacation slides?
Yeah. Why?
Just curious.
All right. They're coming over to your house, aren't they?
Yeah, but we don't want them to.
Well, what the hell did they do?
They didn't do anything. It's just, they're weird, that's all.
Well, in what way?
They're weird.
Oh, hey, I think I know what he means. They're from California, aren't they? I bet they've been in therapy.
That's more than that.
Well, then what is it?
They made a pass at us.
Oh, my Lord.
What kind of pass?
What kind of pass? What do you think? What kind of pass? They put a move on us. You know what I mean?
You're kidding?
No, you know, you get there and they give you this great dinner and then they ply you with drinks, And then they offer you robes to wear, and then the lights get real low, and then you watch Carl and Sylvia on their honeymoon.
There was another couple there?
No, it's one of those tapes, you know, one of those tapes, and if you say anything about the temperature at all, they run outside and turn on the hot tub.
Well, we asked to use a hot tub. They said it was broken.
Well, it wasn't broken last night.
We watched the tape, and it wasn't one of those tapes. It was an old Pat Boone movie. State Fair with Aunt Margaret. I kind of liked it. Well, how do you like that? Talk about insulting. They didn't offer us any robes. I guess they didn't think we were attractive enough for them.
You know, something I've heard about this kind of stuff before. I mean, they're couples. They have these clubs where they go and they switch partners. Happens a lot in small towns. You know, it wouldn't surprise me if they was trying to turn you and Mrs. Newton into some kind of sex slaves.
No, I don't think that's what they had in mind.
You know what I always wondered? What does a sex slave do? I mean, when they're not having sex, what, are they picking cotton?
What do you think of my shirt?
It's old, it's ugly, it's perfect.
What'd you do to your hair?
It's a bun.
It's ugly.
Thank you.
Well, I guess I ought to button this up, huh?
Oh, I'll get the top one.
Okay.
Maybe we should just wear snowsuits.
Be ridiculous. If they make a pass at us, I'm going to toss them out on the lawn. Hey, how do you like this?
It's very unsexy.
Good, I'll wear it.
Oh, I'm just so uncomfortable. I'm so nervous.
Oh, you don't have to be nervous. I'm telling you, with the kids here, they're not going to make a pass at it.
Yeah.
Mom.
Kids.
That was Mrs. Hall on the phone. Mitchell's got the flu. They can't come over.
What?
Oh, it's great. Oh, no, I mean, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, that's too bad. Well, that's the way life goes.
Well, maybe we should take the cake over there.
Yeah.
Oh, no. If he's got the flu, he doesn't even feel like eating.
Why don't we eat the cake ourselves?
That's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to eat the cake. We're going to eat some ice cream. We're going to put on these party hats. And then your mother's going to go over there and play the piano. We're all going to gather around the piano and have an old-fashioned sing-along, like, you know, like a good old-fashioned family with good old-fashioned values.
I don't play the piano.
That's all right. We'll do it a cappella.
I don't know that song.
Well, just listen to your dad, okay?
Okay.
All right. In fact, that's a good rule in general. You know, that's what's the matter with this country. They're just not doing enough things together. Families need to do things together. You know what we're going to do Sunday? We're going to go to church.
We always go to church.
Well, we'll go again. And then we'll come home and we'll make a quilt.
Okay.
You guys are acting weird.
No, we're not. We just want you all to know that we love you, and no matter what crazy things go on in the rest of the world, that we still have each other.
Yeah.
Have we gone bankrupt?
No, silly.
Come on. I can't move.
Look at it.
Huh?
Come on in. Hi.
Oh, thank goodness you all are still up. Oh, well. Harlan and I were lying in bed and we just couldn't sleep. And so we got up in our pajamas and put on our coats and came straight over here.
What happened?
Well, we went to dinner at the Halls. And well, we weren't going to tell anybody this, but now we realize that we just must talk to someone because it's just too traumatic. And, well, since it happened to you all, too.
They came on to you?
Yes. Well, Wood tried to warn Harlan, but I just couldn't believe it. And, well, I know if it happened to you, it could just as easily have happened to us, too. I mean, the way I just exude sexuality, there is, for some reason, I've always been a magnet to perverts.
What I don't understand is why they didn't come on to us the first time.
Well, Harlan, they were probably exhausted. I mean, even Dracula can get satiated.
So what did they do?
Well, they asked us to play cards, and then they tried to change it to strip poker.
Yeah. And then when we said that we just weren't interested, they said, well, there are a lot of other four-way things that we could do.
Can you believe it? That's when I said, hey, no way are we interested in a four-way whatever it is.
Oh, that's right. Harlan has enough trouble with twosies.
What do you think, Woodrow? I think we ought to go over there man to man and straighten him out. Tell him that people around here aren't interested in stuff like that.
I'm gonna go over there and rip that flimsy little robe off and stuff it down its throat. And I'm gonna send him back to Fantasyland where he can come on to Mickey and Minnie.
Oh, thank you. I just feel so much better now that we've talked to you all about it.
That's okay.
Hi. Mitchell's feeling better, so we thought we'd come over for a piece of that birthday cake.
Yeah, but we can see that you're busy.
No, that's okay. I'll get you the cake.
Forget the cake. Hey, now I get it. What can I say? Don't do anything we wouldn't do.
In evening shade, we ain't afraid to get a little laid back and let the daylight fade. Life goes slow and it's worth a lot more when you got it made. We got it made in the shade. Evening shade.
It's morning now in Evening Shade, and the first big snowfall of the winter has arrived. However, nothing can dampen the spirits of Wood Newton, who is eagerly anticipating his 30th high school reunion. People say there are no friends like old friends. Wood is about to test that theory with the arrival of his two closest high school buddies, Johnny and Earl.
Bet you've told me 100 stories about you guys.
Three Musketeers.
Nope, Three Amigos. I've done my research. Look, let me show you. Right here. Earl Mallory, center, right?
Right.
Yeah, first string All-State, only 153 pounds. They nicknamed him the Rock of Sharp County.
He's a feature writer now for Sports Illustrated.
You don't say.
Yeah.
And over here is Jaguar Johnny Blanchard, split end. Best hands in the state. Anything he touched, he could catch.
He was a great athlete. He could have played pro football, except, you know, all the lights weren't on in the building. Not the brightest guy in the world. They used to say about Johnny, he could do anything with a football except autograph. And what is that?
It's a floor buffer. I'm gonna do your office in the halls, then get over to the gym. I'll do it once now, then once after school. I want you to be proud of this place. I know you must be looking forward to this reunion. I mean, I know I was looking forward to mine. I couldn't wait for them to see I wasn't the same mousy little nerd they probably remember. Better get me a pair of work gloves, though. This is gonna be one long job. I'll see you in just a little bit.
Okay.
Hey, Wood, you want to head over to the Purple Dawn and get a disease?
You are a disease.
Oh, hey,
Good to see you, guy.
Hiya, buddy. Hey, do I know you?
I don't think so. Bend over. Let me see.
On to.
How you doing, guy?
Hey, this is Coach Brown's office, isn't it? Yeah, hey, I love what you've done with it, Wood, but you know what it needs is a few pictures of yourself on the wall. Hey, wasn't the old equipment room around the corner the place where you got caught with Becky? Becky Kincaid?
Becky Kincaid. She had the best equipment in town, actually. Yeah. Speaking of great equipment. And your wife, Jeannie?
Oh, I guess you didn't hear. She's gone, you know, to a better place.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, she's in San Diego. Enjoying her alimony and dating the entire Sixth Fleet.
Ask him about Bambi. Bambi?
Oh, well, she's 27 years old, aerobics instructor.
Oh, that could be dangerous.
Yeah, well, what the hell? She dies, she dies. Let's go to Pound of Blues and have a beer.
Well, it's 10:30 in the morning, Bart.
You see, it's the hearing that always goes first. I didn't ask you what time it was, old timer. I asked if you wanted a beer. It's party time.
No, I'll pass.
Yeah, me too. Your kids must be getting big. I guess Taylor's in high school now.
Look at that picture. Huh? Right here. That's my starting quarterback. Oh, yeah, this is the best athlete I got on the team.
Yeah, I hear he's the only athlete you got on the team. I'll bet you're real proud of him.
I am proud of him. You know, I chip off the old block. What's that outfit?
Oh, well, Drum Club's having tryouts for Romeo and Juliet, and I thought I might dress the part. Parting is such sweet sorrow.
Out.
Who was that?
I have no idea.
Hey, don't tell me. Johnny the Jaguar, Earl the Rock. Herman the assistant coach.
Taylor, every time he showed us movies, he'd take out his dentures and put them on the table. And your dad, I remember one time he got up there, he snuck up, and he took some Tabasco sauce, and he poured them all over them upper plates.
Okay, everybody upstairs. Let's go. Out.
Come on, Will. Dad doesn't want us to hear any more stories about him being a delinquent.
What's a delinquent?
Dad, when he was our age.
I would have been a delinquent, too.
Where's the little boy's room?
Just through that door and down to the right.
I know.
Oh, here he is, Earl.
You get better looking every time I see you.
Oh, you are such a convincing liar. You've met my Aunt Frida, right?
A while ago, but I don't remember her being so beautiful.
Well, hi.
And you know my father, Evan.
Well, it'd be pretty hard to forget the man who gave me my first job in journalism.
Writing obituaries, if I recall. Glad to see your subject matter's livened up since then.
Hey, you've lost some weight, haven't you? Oh, hi, Aunt Frida. Ah, Mr. Evans. Remember me?
No. I really enjoy your work.
Thank you, sir.
Especially that swimsuit issue.
Oh, so you're the famous bachelors, Mr. Sports Illustrated, honey. I want you to sit right down here. I got things to ask you.
Okay.
Now, what on God's green earth do a bunch of melon farm escapees and dental floss swimsuits have to do with sports?
How come you're home so early?
Well, we had a noon adjournment, so Frida and I kidnapped Daddy and took him out shopping.
I was there to pay for Frida's merchandise and carry it home. She couldn't find a pack mule with his own MasterCard.
Would you please stop complaining? I told you. I left my wallet in my other purse. Besides, Ava and I are the ones that ought to be upset. Everywhere we went, people treating you like some kind of celebrity.
Daddy just got back from covering the Middle East.
Yeah, I know. Wood sent me the articles he wrote. I'm very impressed.
Well, so is everybody else. You should have seen him calling out his name, coming over to shake his hand. It was like trying to shop with Elvis.
Get my blue suede shoes back to the office. Nice to see you again, Earl. And, you too.
Hi, Daddy.
Well, Ava, this reunion of ours must seem pretty distant to you. You had to be in grade school when we graduated.
Well, actually, I was a little young for grade school.
Oh, that hurts. Doesn't that make Wood some kind of a felon?
I don't think you know this, but Johnny is the only living brain donor.
Hey, Wood, what did you think about that picture of Becky Kincaid in People magazine last year?
I don't know about it.
We don't know that was Becky Kincaid or not. Nobody's seen her in 30 years, Johnny. Well, of course it was. It was about her divorce. It said she married some rich New York investment banker. And when they split, he handed over to her $50 million without blinking an eye. Oh, I'm sorry. I guess you get tired of Becky Kincaid's stories.
No, we love them. Yeah? Yeah, Wood's old high school sweetheart. Oh, come on, they're sweet.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, they were a pretty hot item.
Were they?
Yeah. Old Becky Kincaid, she was like the Royal Mounted Police. But she always got her man. Gee whiz, I can't believe you're being so nice about this, Ava.
Come on.
Well, I'll tell you what. Any of my ex-wives, they would have popped their corks if they thought for 1 minute I almost married a girl like Becky Kincaid.
Married?
Married? No, did I say married? Oh, no. I meant buried. Well, she almost died from a ringworm. Nobody ever died from ringworm.
Until now.
So you almost actually married this girl?
No.
What, were you just in it for the sex?
I'll get it. Boy, am I gonna get it.
All right, now wait,
we
what
want
did
to
she
know
look, do I look
everything.
anything like her?
Hi.
Are you Mr. Woodrow Newton?
Huh?
Hi. My name's Larry.
Huh.
I work for this lady, Mrs. Winstead, who's staying over at the Holiday Inn.
Uh-huh.
Well, actually, I work for Doug's limousine service down at the Little Rock Airport, but Mrs. Winstead paid like 3 times our normal all-day rate for me to stay here with the car all weekend, and she's paying for me to stay in a motel and everything. It's just like unbelievable. I mean, I guess she's just really rich. I don't know.
What is it?
Oh, this is Larry. We were just, getting to know each other.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to get carried away. It's just that, well, this is the coolest thing that's ever happened to me. I just had to share it with somebody.
I'm glad we were here to, share it with you.
Anyway, Mrs. Winstead wanted me to tell you that she's in town, and she'd like you to meet her for a drink at 4:30 if you can. And if you need a ride, I can come back and pick you up. Heck, you guys could even have a drink in the back seat of the limo if you want. You pay for a whole bar back there.
Who's Mrs. Winstead?
She said her name used to be Becky Kincaid.
Oh. Really?
Really?
Yeah.
Well, we're going to be busy tonight, so, it wouldn't work out. But tomorrow night, if she happens to be, at the dance, and we happen to run into her, we'd be glad to talk, to say hello.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, she wanted me to give you this.
Well, what is it?
That's the corsage from her senior prom. She said you know what it meant.
Yeah, well, thanks. Sure.
I think this lady really wants to see you.
Thanks. Oh, how about that? Oh, Becky Kincaid's back in town.
Don't you mean your old former fiancés back in town?
Believe this? They got the same songs on here they had 30 years ago. Mm-hmm. 1 play for a quarter. Ponder? We used to get 6 plays for a quarter.
Well, I used to get Sports Illustrated for 50 cents.
Good point.
Hey, Ponder, have you ever seen 3 better-looking guys for their age?
Yep. How about a piece of apple pie?
Put a little ice cream on mine, will you?
You got it.
Put a little ice cream on mine, too.
Hey, I think I'll have a little ice cream on mine. Oh, Wood, I just want to tell you again, really, I'm sorry about getting you in Dutch with Ava.
That's all right. For thousands of years, wives have been getting information from feeble-minded people. Don't worry about it.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Hi.
Hi, Mr. Evans. Well, I guess you remember me now.
Nope.
Well, we met today at your daughter's office.
Nice to see you again.
Well, she's a fine woman. Too bad there isn't any more at home like Ava.
Too bad I don't have Ava. When she was only 18, Wood Newton married her and ruined my life.
I was going to ask you if you want to sit down and have some dessert.
Can't. I'm just here to pick up a takeout order. Miss Beausoleil and I are having supper before her show.
No, I didn't tell you guys. My father-in-law, the grandfather to our children, is dating an exotic dancer, the lovely Fontana Beausoleil, who is a quarter of a century younger than he is.
All right. More power to you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. I may need it. After several weeks in the Middle East, I suspect Miss Beausoleil's performance will have a heightened impact on me.
You guys remember the night we decided we'd drive to Hot Springs and go over to the Purple Dog?
Except we didn't have enough gas, so the gas man had to make a house call.
Gas man.
Gas man. Yeah. That's what we called Wood that summer, the gas man.
You see, every time we needed some gas, my Wood would siphon a few gallons out of some rich guy's fancy car. Well, his favorite was a 58 Buick Roadmaster.
What color Roadmaster?
It doesn't matter what color it was. Listen, you know,
Two-tone.
57.
White over green.
Actually, that was eggshell white over deep forest green. It was my first real new car. I kept taking him back to the dealer, complaining I was only getting 8 miles to the gallon. I thought I was some kind of an idiot.
You're kidding. That's funny.
It's funny.
Wood, I'm surprised you never told me about that. We could have had a laugh together.
Well, you do things when you're younger. You live to regret them later on.
Yeah. Well, fortunately, sometimes we are in a position to make restitution. You all enjoy your evening out of town. Oh, and by the way, my gas cap has a lock on it now.
You know, Ava's father's a real nice fella.
You want to bet?
Hello, Wood.
Becky.
Hi. Hi, Becky.
No one's called me that in such a long time. My, you sure look like you've been taking good care of yourself since you left football. In fact, you look better than ever, Thumper.
Thumper, that's good. I haven't heard that name in a long time. Well, you look incredible.
Well, I'd like to thank you on behalf of my plastic surgeon.
You know, you're causing quite a stir in town.
Well, I usually do. It goes with being filthy rich. I just love waking up in the morning and knowing I can go anywhere in the world and do whatever I feel like.
Yeah, I only got one place like that. That's the bathroom in the morning.
I've got a proposition for you.
Well, I'm all ears.
Okay. Seriously, I want you to hear me out and no interruptions. Thumper, I've got a private jet waiting for us in Little Rock to take us anywhere you want to go in the world. Tahiti, Paris, London, Timbuktu.
I'm married, Becky.
I know. Not one word. Just think it over. And you can tell me tomorrow night at the dance. And Thumper, I think it's only fair to warn you. I always get what I want. And I want you.
You got home earlier than I thought.
Yeah. You waited up, huh?
No, I just couldn't sleep. So did you have a big night?
Oh, we went to some of the old haunts, yeah.
What, is there something you're not telling me? You know, is there something I should know?
Okay, we went and saw the Fontana Beaujolais act, you know. I wanted to see it before you closed her down. Your father's right. She's pretty amazing.
What's the message?
What?
The message you're supposed to get from this.
I don't remember, honey. It was a long time ago.
Well, somebody remembers. You know, you don't have to protect me. I mean, was this prom the first time that you and Becky, you know, did the hokey pokey?
Yeah. It was also the first time we had sex. And a lot of guilt.
What do you mean?
Those were the Eisenhower years, you know. Had sex with someone, you liked them, you're supposed to marry them.
So why didn't you?
I didn't love her. I wanted someone that wanted to live here the rest of her life, and share my life, whatever it was. Have our children together. I didn't think she was the right girl.
But did you know the right girl at the time was only 4 years old?
Yeah, but she looks 6.
Well, tomorrow night's gonna be pretty interesting.
You say that again. Thanks for being my date tonight, Frida.
Oh, honey, you should have picked up some dance steps from Johnny. He's good.
Well, that's because his brains are in his feet.
Listen, Earl wants me to fly up north with him so he can show me Chicago.
Oh, at last we have revenge on the North for winning the Civil War.
But Johnny told me that he made you a star by catching all those wounded duck passes that you threw.
She's paraphrasing, of course.
Of course.
Oh, Earl, you played center. Center? Well, I guess you and Wood must have been real close.
Wood, look who's here.
Oh my gosh, is that Becky Kincaid? Oh, she's gorgeous.
Well, I mean, everybody looks better under these gym lights.
I think she looks repulsive. You see, you can tell just by looking at her. She's got enough plastic in her to throw her own Tupperware party.
This is my wife, Ava.
Hi. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, too.
Well, I might have known that Wood would have married the most beautiful woman in the town.
Oh, thanks.
It's hard to believe you're expecting your 4th child.
Yeah.
Well, you just keep on having him, honey. It's a great way to hang on to your man.
Why don't you just take those towers of Teflon and move them on back up to New York City?
Wood, come dance with me. Huh?
Oh, is that all right, huh?
Oh, sure, it's fine. Just don't dip.
Well, what do you think?
Fantastic.
It's all yours, Bumper. I assume you've given my proposal some thought?
Well, it's crossed my mind a couple hundred times.
She's really beautiful.
You and me, 1 week, no one will ever know.
I'll know, Becky.
Oh, Thumper, a conscience is such an inconvenient middle-class commodity.
Yeah. I have some more bad news for you. I really love my wife, my kids. Living here in Evening Shade, it's about as exciting as I need.
All right. I'm going to tell you the truth. You won't be doing this just for yourself. You know why I kept that corsage for 30 years? Because in my whole life, Wood, I never found another relationship as intense as ours. And believe me, I tried. I just want to see if the magic is still there between us. Please.
It's a wonderful offer, and I'm very flattered. No.
No. We could have had a terrific week together.
Oh. You know, you have to realize that money doesn't buy everything or everybody.
Well, it's way ahead of whatever comes in second. It was nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, too.
I wouldn't want to trade places with you, but a little part of me envies you. Well, goodbye, Earl. Goodbye, Johnny. See you in 30 years. Only this time, try and take a little better care of yourselves. Bye, Thumper.
Goodbye.
Well.
Thumper.
Huh?
Listen, I can tell you exactly what she's gonna look like in 30 years. Robo-slut.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Yeah. Don't you worry, I won't get you in trouble next time.
Now he got himself into trouble.
I'll be with you in a minute. I figured it up. Here's what you owe me for the gas.
No, wait a minute.
gas was 29 cents a gallon at that time.
Well, unfortunately, like all the major oil companies, I'm forced to charge you the replacement cost. It's very complicated. It all has to do with that Valdez oil spill and OPEC, and my hands are tied.
In evening shade, we ain't afraid to get a little laid back and let the daylight fade. Life goes slow and it's worth a lot more when you got it made. And we got it made in the shade. Evening shade. In evening shade, we ain't afraid to get a little laid back and let the daylight fade.
It's afternoon now in Evening Shade, one of those snowy Sunday afternoons in January when a roaring fire feels especially good. For Wood and Ava, it's the perfect day to prepare the nursery for the new baby, or to relax by watching a college all-star game, or maybe just to reminisce about one of the major events of the past year.
Wood?
Oh, honey, don't do that. I'll help you.
I know, you're supposed to be doing this. I'm just trying to shame you into getting started.
Getting started?
You remember you promised to convert the spare bedroom? You know, take it from campaign headquarters into a nursery today?
Did I do it today? I was counting on watching the Dayu Soul Bowl.
The what?
No, it's one of those all-star games, you know, where they take American football players and they go over to the Orient and they play an all-star game.
Why?
I have no idea. What do you want me to do today?
I want you to move all the stuff to the basement. Remember? Come on, it's the perfect day for it. I mean, Taylor's at Jennifer's, Molly's taking Will to see the rescuers down under. And... No, don't give me that look.
Are you telling me that we're all alone in the house?
Yes, but we're alone often enough.
Yeah, I guess we have been. Ooh, remember this?
Oh, I know.
Ooh, you became the candidate from hell.
It was pretty awful that week, wasn't it?
Yeah, I remember that day, that awful day that you debated, what was his name, Jim Guy
Pocket.
On the radio. All right, listen up. Listen good. I know you're tired. I know you just got up. I know you'd like to go back to bed, but it's too late. Are you with me, Taylor?
Yeah, I just don't see why we have to get up so early. I was having this great dream.
Yeah, I was young once myself. You'll have dreams like that for, I hope, a long time. Now, this is the last day of the campaign. So this is, we got to get in and help Mom, okay?
Why? I thought the poll showed that she was winning.
Well, she was, but she slipped a little bit.
Well, thanks to Jim Guy Puckett and his dirty tricks. Did you know that loose-legged striptease artist Fontana Beausoleil is making campaign stops with him, which does give an entire new meaning to pressing the flesh?
Oh, we can't worry about her. 2 bags here of campaign buttons, one for you, Will, one for you, Molly. You know what to do with them, right?
Right. Give one to each classmate and tell them to tell their parents that they should vote for Mom.
Good. And if they don't want them?
Scream and cry till they say they will.
Very good. Now, have you got something for me?
Well, I've been talking to some of the 18-year-olds down at the school, and I can probably get a big bunch of votes for Mom if she could kind of fix a couple of speeding tickets.
Not a bad idea, I'll ask.
No, you won't. And no, I won't. Good morning, good morning, good morning. No favors for votes.
Listen, you kids better get dressed. Breakfast is going to be ready in just a minute.
Big speech today, huh?
Oh, except for the debate, the biggest. The League of Women Voters. You know, they've got a lot of clout.
Oh, I know. Well, you should have a shapely leg up on Mr. Puckett. What are you going to talk about?
The legalities of affirmative action in the light of recent Supreme Court decisions.
Fantastic.
What is that supposed to mean?
Well, I thought you'd, maybe open with a joke. Holland told me this great story about a priest and a rabbi and a circuit court judge.
Wood, I'm not going to go over there and do jokes. I've got important issues to discuss.
Yeah. Well, I thought you might want to just lighten up a little bit, I don't want people to think you're dull.
Dull?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm sorry if you don't agree with my methods, but I'm running for an office that affects people in very serious ways. And I'm only going to win that office if I appeal to the serious nature in them and address the issues. No big red nose, no seltzer bottle, no floppy shoes. Bye.
Bye. Harlan, I appreciate you putting up all the campaign posters, but how can a doctor with such great hand-eye coordination that he does microscopic surgery hit himself in the hand with a hammer?
Well, that's simple, Woodrow. First, fine motor skills are not necessarily related to gross motor skills. And second, and most important of all, Merlene was swinging a hammer.
It just seemed so simple when Harlan did it. You know, you never know what's going to happen when you help somebody. I remember when Harlan was in the Army, there used to be this man who would walk around the base with a seeing-eye dog. And then one time I heard that the dog had died. And so I went out and I took up a collection and I bought a new seeing-eye dog. And then I found out where that man lived and I went over there and I said to him, "You don't know me, but I bought you a new seeing-eye dog. And if you would like to feel my face so that you know what I look like, well, I'm sure that my husband wouldn't mind." But do you know, that man was really very resentful about the whole thing.
Well, he was resentful about it because he wasn't blind. He's a retired artillery sergeant who happened to have a German Shepherd. Excuse us, Merlene. Woodrow and I have to do a little male bonding.
We do?
What about me?
Oh, all right, I suppose you do qualify.
What is your problem, Harlan?
Now, I got no problem, but you got the problem, but you don't know it yet.
No.
Now, Wood, I've seen dozens of cases. When a wife gets a powerful new job, a lot of men have problems in the connubial department.
Oh.
Now, just last month, I treated a patient of mine for this very same thing. Now, of course, I can't identify him, but when his wife was made manager of the Walmart, why, their love life just dried up and blew away.
Lyndall Stubbs has that problem?
I'm warning you, Wood. It can happen to the best of them.
Harlan, I don't have this problem.
Oh, yeah, you say that now, but wait until after the election. Ava's going to be DA, and your sex life is going to be DOA.
You know something? I think there's something to what Dr. Eldridge is saying, Coach. I mean, I had a similar situation to this in one of my own past relationships.
See, what did I tell you?
Yeah. Eunice Ann Schaefer. Juicy little Dixie Peach.
Oh.
Yeah, she had a locker right next to mine in high school and used to ask me to help her out with her combination all the time. Then one day she got elected student body president. I never touched her padlock again.
I think I'll go outside and get some air.
Hi.
Hi.
How'd it go?
Great. And you?
Great. We put up 50 posters, took down 10 of Jim Guy Puckett. Only had one casualty.
Oh, Harlan, what happened?
Well, let's just say too many cooks spoil the soup.
Don't you just love it when Harlan is cryptic?
Yeah, I guess.
It went great, huh?
Yeah. In fact, one woman told me that I was the most informed candidate that she's heard all year.
Oh, that's nice. You get any standing ovations?
Harlan, this was a serious political discussion about important ideas, not a Springsteen concert.
You didn't get any standing ovations.
You know, the debate's on in an hour.
Oh, honey, we already all tuned in and ready to go.
Hey, that was Drinking Double and Acting Single. Speaking of single, this is Dusty Parker, and I'm spinning your hits in the AM.
Maybe I should go change.
Surprise, surprise. Look who showed up early for his big debate later today. Jim Guy Puckett, my favorite uncle, a fine prosecuting attorney. Jim Guy.
Disgusting. That's nothing but nepotism.
No, Frida, Daddy's paper endorsed me.
Darling, there is a big difference between nepotism and family loyalty.
I just bought a little extra time here, Dusty, because I wanted to encourage everybody to be sure and stay tuned in for my big debate with Ava Newton now. And folks, remember, be sure and vote tomorrow, huh? Like we used to say in the good old days, vote early and vote often.
Jim Guy, how do you see this race?
Well, you know, I'm just a simple country boy, Dusty. But I'll tell you one thing. I have never in my life seen a filly, and I don't care how mean and aggressive she might be, that could ever rule over a herd of stallions.
Amen. Mean and aggressive. I'm gonna show him some mean and aggressive.
And while I'm thinking about it, what kind of a woman would want to be a prosecuting attorney in the first place? I mean, you're hanging around with all those low-lifes and perverts and the other dregs of humanity. I mean, what's she doing here? She just looking for cheap thrills or what?
Oh!
Okay, I'm gonna go down there. I'm gonna hit him so hard, his parents are gonna die.
But that's not going to do any good.
Honey, if a man insults your wife in New York or Los Angeles, it might not mean anything. But in Arkansas, you could get elected governor if you hit him.
Can I talk to you over here, please? Excuse us. You can't do this to me.
Well, I'm just trying to help.
Not like this. I've spent a year working on this campaign, the last 2 months working like a dog. You're not going to tell me now that the entire thing is going to come down to which man can beat the tar out of the other. That's just not right.
Yeah, it may not be right. It'll make me feel better.
I know you're doing this because you love me, but you can't protect me all the time. What if a defense attorney insults me or the mayor cancels my budget?
I could wear a beeper.
It's very important for me to show the voters that I can stand up to Jim Guy Puckett by myself. If I can't, then I don't deserve the job.
You may be right. Sit down. Can I ask you something?
Sure.
How did it really go today?
You picked up on that, huh?
Uh-huh.
Well, actually, some woman in the front row dozed off and snored through most of it. But, you know.
You know, when you were 4 years old, there was a presidential debate on television.
I've seen the tapes.
Nixon and Kennedy. Kennedy won, of course, but he was gorgeous and very knowledgeable, just like you. His upper lip didn't sweat. That helped. But for me, I think his sense of humor was what made him look like he was in control of the situation.
Wood, I know what you're saying, but I have gone over this debate 100 times in my head. I know exactly what issues to raise. Every night for the last 2 weeks, I've been lying in our bed rehearsing the whole thing.
Could have fooled me. That's the first time you've laughed in about a week.
I know. But I'm not sure I can change my focus now. I'll do my best.
Your best is good enough for me.
I've got to get out of here. Wish me luck.
Go to it, Ava.
Oh, make us proud. Oh, and while you're there, would you ask Dusty to play that new Dwight Yoakam song?
Listen, you let this whole town know what we already know, and that is that Jim Guy Puckett is all hat and no cowboy.
No, I'm not going to resort to name calling. I have run my campaign on the high road. I am going to beat him on those issues.
He's in your hip pocket. Take him to the cleaners. You got no chance.
I know.
One of my main concerns as prosecuting attorney would be the excessive use of pesticides on surrounding farmlands. The runoff from these areas has contaminated our river, yet Mr. Puckett has made no attempt to publish EPA regulations, much less prosecute those who violate them.
Well, as near as I can tell, folks, what she's saying here is that if anyone in your family gets a rash on his rump, Ava Newton's gonna be over there to check your bathwater.
I fail to see the levity when we're talking about chemicals this toxic.
Oh, listen, I think this might be a good time to let our listeners know that we're running this debate just like an open town hall meeting, so call in with your questions for either candidate. Let's take a call right now. Line 1, you're in Dusty Parker's town meeting.
Hey, Dusty, great show.
Thanks.
I've been listening to both candidates, and I'm mighty impressed by Ava Newton's brain power.
She sure knows her facts and figures, but she ought to sell that opening statement as a cure for insomnia. My whole family's snoozing on the couch right now.
Oh, Lord, help us. She's going down the porcelain facility.
Well, thank you very much for your support, honey. And I'll be looking forward to shaking your hand tomorrow night at that big victory celebration, huh? Bye-bye.
I think we got time for one more call, huh? Line 1. Hello.
I have a question for Ava Newton. I'd like to ask her if she could guess Jim Guy Puckett's hat size.
That's a strange one.
Well, I can't really tell, but he does have a rather large head. I guess that's why the folks in town say that Jim Guy Puckett is all hat and no cowboy.
Ouch! That's a funny one.
You know, why do they call you Jim Guy? I mean, why did your parents feel compelled to name you Guy? Was there a doubt?
Well, you're nothing but one of them wild-eyed women libbers. That's what you are.
Oh, you mean I'm on that lunatic fringe with Jefferson and Lincoln and other people who believe that all citizens should have equal rights. Well, thank you. Thank you. You know, there are other people in the world, Jim Guy, and most of us walk erect.
Oh. You're pregnant.
Do you have a problem with that?
Well, it's just that if you're elected to prosecuting attorney, I suppose you're just going to have to farm that little tyke out to some daycare center or something like that, aren't you, huh?
Jim Guy, I'm so surprised. Wouldn't I have been raising our children for 16 years? We had no idea you were so interested in their welfare. Tell you what, we really need a babysitter Saturday night. Are you available?
That's very funny.
You're right, that is pretty funny, thinking of you as a babysitter. Why, you can't take care of kids. You can't even keep criminals in prison. Because of you, Tony Lee Bascom is back on the streets.
Now, I can explain about that,
Oh,
because that
so
boy
can
was...
I, so can I. You botched his confession by not making sure he was Mirandized. In fact, based on that case, I'd say the only Miranda you know had platform shoes and more fruit on her head.
Hi.
Where's everybody?
Oh, I dumped them.
You and the kids?
Doing their homework. I thought you were the one that had to be serious all the time.
I don't know what happened. I got this great mysterious phone call, and it was like a dam burst or something. By the way, is that your nose, or are you eating a banana? See, I can't stop.
Great. I'm married to Shecky Newton now. You were sensational.
Oh. But was it too little, too late?
I don't know. Not tomorrow. Either way, I can't lose, you see. Because I'm just this slub of a football coach who'll be married to the prosecuting attorney. But if you lose, I won't have to make any more brownie dresses. And I'll still be a schlub of a football coach.
I love you.
I love you.
And in that close race for prosecuting attorney over in Evening Shade, with 3 boxes left to count, Jim Guy Puckett still holds a narrow lead.
Hey, it ain't over yet, Miss Ava. Just you keep your chin up.
Thanks, Virgil. Kiss of death.
I know.
Hey, Coach. Yeah. I came through for Miss Newton, so I'll be taking some practice snaps next week. Okay? Thanks for cluing me in, Taylor. Hey, no problem. Yeah.
Clue me in, Taylor.
Well, see, I figured out this awesome way to get all the 18-year-old guys to vote for Mom. Well, since you always let the seniors start the last game, I told anyone who voted for Mom he could play any position. Luther chose quarterback.
Luther is the dumbest football player in the world. He puts his thigh pads in backwards and injures himself walking to the field.
I know. But my history teacher said this is an old political tradition called log rolling. You help me roll my log, and I'll help you roll yours.
Well, how many logs will we playing quarterback on Friday?
About 5.
Oh.
6 tops.
Well, you'll be centering the ball to those 6 logs, okay?
No, come on, Dad.
You'll be centering the ball.
Hey, How do you like it?
Oh, I like it. Makes you look taller.
I wore it because it's my lucky hat.
Good, just one minute.
Hi, Miss Fontana.
A lovely Fontana. You look lovely.
Thanks.
No.
Could I speak to your wife?
Sure. This is not about us, is it?
Oh, no. I'm not trying to embarrass you or get my picture in the paper again.
Maybe the lovely Fontana would like to speak to you, ma'am.
Oh, sure. Hi. I guess you're surprised to see me here. I am too. I know we don't agree about my dancing, and you want to shut down my club. That's why I was helping out Jim Guy.
Yeah, I heard that you were one of his, you should pardon the expression, biggest supporters.
Well, I was supposed to sign autographed pictures for his voters outside City Hall today. He even hired me to entertain a few of his close friends later tonight. But on the radio yesterday, you really got me thinking. Well, I'm glad I got to someone. The way you stood up to Jim Guy. I kept wishing I'd stood up to my family like that a few years ago, when I wanted to study dancing and maybe get my own studio. Anyway, I thought about it all day, and I just wanted to tell you that I voted for you. Thank you. I couldn't be prouder of any vote.
Aren't you going to lose a lot of money by not going to the party?
Oh, I didn't cancel the private party. A girl has to make a living. Especially if she's going out of business.
Hey, everybody, final results are coming in.
You know, I'd like to say something to everyone before we even know the results.
What?
Now that the polls are closed and my fate is sealed one way or the other, I would just really like to tell you all how deeply grateful I am. You all worked so hard on my campaign. And each of you did it just without any other reward except my thanks and my love. I'd like to say a special thank you to my children who put up with an absentee mom, and they did it without too much whining. And most of all, I'd love to thank my husband, Wood. As you all know, he's got a lot of problems of his own.
Oh.
But if you could have seen this big macho football player cooking meals and doing laundry, making tree costumes, having brownie dresses. All right, that brownie outfit wasn't that great. But if you could have seen him, then you'd all know why I love him so much. So thank you. Thank you.
And over at Evening Shade, all precincts have now reported, here it is. In a mild upset, we have a winner in the prosecuting attorney's race, Ava Evans Newton, a newcomer to the political scene.
So, was it worth it?
It's a great job. I love it.
Yeah. You know, after all those nice things you said about me, about how much I helped at the campaign and all that,
Yes.
you would think that you would let me watch the Soul Bowl.
All right, go ahead. You know, but it would only take us an hour to set up the nursery, and the kids would be gone all afternoon.
And we'd have a whole hour to ourselves.
At least.
Well, I'm going to go downstairs. I'll get the crib. I'll bring it up. You find a medium-sized Phillips screwdriver. I'll meet you upstairs.
In evening shade, we ain't afraid to get a little laid back and let the daylight fade. Life goes slow and it's worth a lot more when you got it made. We got it made in the shade. Evening shade.
It's morning in Evening Shade, and Luther Hawkins has just learned how not to slide down the rope in a gym. Fortunately, Wood Newton's a pretty good nurse, can easily take care of a pair of sore hands. But whether he can handle an assistant coach who's looking forward to a momentous occasion is a different story.
It's not a fire pole, you know, it's a rope. You can't just slide down it, you gotta crawl down.
Yeah, well, you know, I thought it'd be fun.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Better, huh?
Thanks, Coach.
You're welcome.
Oh, hey,
Oh,
feeling
hey,
a little
Coach
bit better?
Uh-huh.
5 on both hands. Oh, come on now, walk it off. Get on out there. Come on, act like you got a spine. At least that's what my dad would say. Your dad say that?
Not exactly.
Oh, come on now. I thought that was one of those things that dads say. You know, sort of like, get rid of that magazine, get to sleep. Speaking of dads, would you mind taking my 6-period basic math class for me? Yeah. All you really got to do is sit there and make sure Mike Niver doesn't spend the whole time making noises with his armpits.
What's that got to do with dads?
Mine called me. He's passing through, wants to spend a couple of days with me.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, I hadn't seen him in 5 years, not since my mom died.
Long time.
Yeah, I wanted to get over to my place, so make sure it looks like some place where an assistant coach might live. Would you mind if I borrow some of those Sports Illustrated magazines? I thought I'd scatter them around my place a little bit. You know, maybe hang a jock strap off my bathroom door.
Well, it's important that your dad knows you're a coach, right?
I think it's gonna make him real proud of me. Yeah. Listen, he's gonna be over to Barbecue Bill at 4:30. Why don't you come over there? He'd like you, and I know you'd love him. Everybody else does.
I gotta take Molly someplace. I'll come by right after.
Okay, listen. Here's that problem I want y'all to work on. 6 period.
I'm not too swift at math.
Oh, come on now. Look, don't worry a thing about it. It's just your basic algebra group theory
Basic
problem.
math theory.
Yeah, basic math, okay? Yeah. Polynomials, monomials, coefficients, things like that.
Tell me, is that the same Wood Newton that used to play for the Steelers? Sure is. Born and raised right here in Evening Shade, and now he's our coach over to the high school. Well, is that so? Now, that's a guy I'd love to meet sometime. Well, he's in here all the time. You're gonna be around town a few days, you'll probably see him. Oh, no. No, I just stopped off the highway for a quick bite and then gotta be on my way. Oh, well, in that case, then, don't let all them crazy drivers out there get to you. Keep your chin up. You bet. Golly, Coach. What a coincidence. That guy over there, he's just saying how much he'd love to meet you.
Boy, he does look a lot like Herman, doesn't he?
Yeah, I reckon he does.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Wood Newton.
Well, hi. I was just saying I'd love to meet you sometime.
Well, I'd like to meet you, too. You don't get here very often, do you?
No, not at all.
Mind if I sit down?
I'd love it. Sit right down.
Oh, thank you.
I would have thought you'd have more important things to do.
Well, I got about an hour I could kill. Listen, why don't you come over to the house tonight? I know Ava'd like to meet you, and she's a heck of a good cook. Have some dinner with us.
Well, maybe.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, why don't you spend the night? It'd be more convenient, wouldn't it?
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Coach. Just making my 3rd trip to the men's room. I get a little nervous whenever my dad comes to town.
Isn't that embarrassing?
Well, I really hadn't been paying that much attention.
Listen, I want to tell you something. Herman is my right-hand man. I wouldn't know what to do without him.
Uh-huh. Well, I'm glad you found each other.
Thanks for the vote of confidence, Coach.
No, that's okay.
By the way, I'm Herman Stiles.
Isn't he your daddy?
Lord, no.
Who the hell are you?
My name's Bud Briscoe. I'm National Representative, American National Cash Register and Computers. Or did I say that?
No. Well, congratulations and enjoy your lunch.
Yeah. Well, thanks. Thanks for the invitation. You still want me to come over to the house?
Well, we'll talk about it, okay?
You thought that guy's my dad?
Well, wouldn't you?
Lord, no. He looks like a wimp. Then I do have the advantage on you. I already know what my dad looks like.
You want to tell me so I don't make a fool of myself next time?
Don't worry. There's no mistaking Brick Styles. He walks into a room, women swoon, men tremble. Push him back.
Hey, now.
Oh, hey, now.
Hey, there's the biggest, shiniest truck I've ever seen parking around the corner on 1st Street.
Is there a great big mural painted along the side of it?
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Is it kind of like a cowboy sitting on his horse staring off into the sunset?
Yep.
That's him.
Yep. Y'all should come look at it. It's so pretty, I figure it must have been paid for by a federal grant.
Hey! Well, he's here.
Well, relax. Nothing to be nervous about.
Oh, yeah. Oh, this is a barbecue joint. I can smell it all the way out to the city limits. How's that good, any part? Hey, boy, good to see you.
Hi, Dad. It's been a long time.
Rick Sal.
I'm Wood Newton. I work with your son.
How do you like that? You really are the Wood Newton who was quarterback for the Steelers.
Yeah.
Damn!
Yeah, that's him. I'm his assistant.
Yeah, you mentioned that in your letter. You know, sit down. He wanted to fly me out here for the game, but I couldn't do it because that was during the time I was doing this stretch of 10,000 miles in 10 days. I took carburetors to Spokane, and I went to Providence with some kind of snack cakes. Then I went up to South Dakota and had dinner with Dolores. Down to Florida. I was carrying parts of that Hubble Space Telescope.
You never told me about that Hubble Space Telescope. What part were you carrying?
The part that worked. Yeah, boy, I hope you realize how lucky you are working with this man. He's a living legend. Tell me something. That AFC game when you broke your collarbone?
Oh, I didn't break it. Somebody broke it for me.
Say, that's good. I don't know what you did to deserve this. It's got to be a thrill tagging after a man like that. Wood Newton.
He doesn't tag after me. He's an integral part of our coaching staff.
Yeah. Listen, there's a million things I want to talk to you about. What do you say I order up 4 or 5 orders of ribs here and some beer, and we'll just sit here and I can let you tell me all about what it was like then playing with the big boys, huh?
Well, I'd love that, but I got to get home because Ava's making fried chicken tonight.
Well, hey, now you're talking. Fried chicken is my favorite food group.
I told you he is an outlaw. Cholesterol don't face him at all.
Well, I'm sure you guys would like to, it's been 5 years, you want to catch up on stuff.
Oh, catching up won't take no time. I'm still trucking, you still teaching?
Yep.
There you go. What time you want us over the house?
7 o'clock would be nice for me. My wife says I can spend the night, too.
Who's doing the dishes tonight?
Molly.
Taylor! No, that's all right. We'll take care of it. You guys have homework to do. Will, your room is a mess. Rick, why don't you and Herman go sit on the couch, and we'll get you all some coffee.
Hey, got any pie to go with it?
No.
Good thing you're not running a truck stop.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, that's all right. I'll settle for coffee. If your coffee's as good as your chicken, I'll move right in with you.
Great.
Great.
You've got to do something.
Well, honey, I try to talk about it, but he just keeps changing the subject.
I know, but try again. Say something nice about Herman.
Okay. Well, Britt, I bet you're happy the way Herman turned out, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll tell you one thing. I never thought he'd be working with Wood Newton.
Right. I bet you didn't know he was one of the most feared disciplinarians in the school.
I am?
Yeah, well, you remember when you stopped that fight between...
Ed Satterfield and John Turley?
Right. They were fighting over a plate of spaghetti, and Herman ran in there and he kicked the spaghetti out of the way and he stopped the fight.
He did?
Well, actually, it's more like I slipped in the spaghetti.
Yeah, but as you were slipping, you kicked the spaghetti.
Well, it was an instinctual move. I'm kind of like a cat that way.
That's right. And then he got up and he stopped the fight.
Well, I kind of stood up between them while they were laughing.
That's right. I wouldn't have thought of that. How'd you do that? What's your secret?
Well, it's not really a secret. Yeah. I mean, it's not a secret so much as it's an attitude that you assume.
Uh-huh.
It's sort of like... I mean, I kind of take to it naturally being a trucker son and all. I mean, you never know what you're going to do until you're in the middle of a situation. It doesn't depend whether you're in the cafeteria or on a football field. Mm-hmm. I mean, but whatever the situation is, once you assume that attitude...
Ava, listen, I'm sorry, didn't know you had company, but you got to lend me some Robitussin. I've got the most awful cold. I don't think I can make it for lunch tomorrow.
That was awfully rude of you.
Excuse me?
I said that was awfully rude of you, barging in here, pushing us right when I was trying to make an important point.
No. This is my own family, and it is not rude when it is your own family. Who are you to be using that tone of voice with me? Listen, you are still just a little old puff of a man. And if you think that I have been rude so far, well, you haven't seen anything yet.
I don't know who you are busting in like that. I don't care, because I just got one thing to say to you. You and me, tomorrow night, 8 o'clock.
Well, good morning to you, Frida.
Look, Wood,
I don't want you to think for 1 minute that you are going to get away with fixing me up with that Neanderthal truck driver.
That cup of coffee?
No, I don't want a cup of coffee.
Well, I don't remember fixing you up. As a matter of fact, I think he asked you out.
No. He did not ask. He announced, like one of those awful wrestlers on TV. 8 o'clock, Channel 47, be there.
All you had to say was no.
I said no. You heard me say no over and over again. I said no every time he called me on the phone. But, well, it's like trying to stop a charging rhinoceros with a squirt gun. Have you ever tried to deal with somebody like that?
Yes, I have. You know, I think this has been good for you. You got a little bloom to your cheeks. Feeling better, aren't you?
Well, now, you see, that just goes to show how much you know. I had to literally drag myself out of my sick bed so that I could come here today and see what you're going to do about him.
I'm not going to do anything about it. I'm not responsible for it.
You are too responsible, Wood. The whole thing started at your house. He's your friend.
He's not my friend. He's Herman's dad.
Wood, listen. A woman of some substance and refinement, such as myself, just should not have to be followed around town by a lovesick redneck in a Peterbilt truck. I just want you to get that man out of my life.
Why?
Why? Because the man's nothing but a bad country western song waiting to happen. And when I was young, he's the kind of man that always broke my heart.
What's she so upset about?
She doesn't want to go out with your dad. I don't blame her.
Why?
Because he's pressing too hard.
Well, that's his style. Don't be fooled by her. She loves it. Women go crazy for it.
Yeah, who told you that?
He did. Why?
Doesn't that make you wonder?
Wonder about what?
Wonder if he's really so charming.
He's famous for his charm. What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the fact that maybe he isn't as charming as everybody says he is. Maybe he's not like Fred Astaire. Maybe he's more like Fred Flintstone.
Ooh. Being a little over-judgmental here, aren't we?
Look, I don't want to be responsible for all this stuff, all right? I'm responsible for the team losing 4 years in a row, which, by the way, is an Arkansas record. I'm responsible for taking my kids all over the town because my wife is pregnant, which I am responsible for. I don't want to be responsible for everything.
Well, la-dee-da.
What the hell's that supposed to mean?
It means you may just have to be responsible for it. Ought to be obvious to you by now that man ain't interested in anything I have to say. You're the one he likes.
Well, I don't care if he likes me. I don't like him.
Why?
Because he's a jerk.
You think my dad's a jerk?
I'm sorry, Herman. I hate the way he treats you. I'm sorry.
That man worships the ground you walk on. You think he's a jerk?
Maybe I shouldn't have used the word jerk, I guess, but he is a jerk. Wait a minute. Let me talk to you.
I don't want to talk. I think you said enough.
I just love that new lipstick you're wearing. You must be feeling a lot better.
I am not feeling better. Not feeling one bit better. As a matter of fact, I never felt worse, but I knew if I stayed home, that man would just keep calling me up.
Come on, you're not enjoying this just a little bit?
Look, in your wildest imagination, can you really see me going out with somebody like that?
Sure. Oh, look, there's little Herman all by himself. I'm going to ask him to join us.
Oh, Ava, please. He's the reason I'm in this mess.
It's not his fault. Be nice. Herman? Hi.
Oh, hey.
You all right?
Yeah, I was just sorting a few things out.
You're welcome to join us if you'd like.
Oh, thanks. I think I'd rather be by myself right now. Nothing personal.
Oh, sure.
Thanks.
Oh, hey. Well, this is a nice surprise. You want to join us for lunch?
I got to say something to Herman.
Well, I just talked to him. He's pretty down.
I'll give it a shot. Herman, I'm sorry about what I said about your dad this morning.
Said what you felt like you had to say. But I don't feel much like talking right now.
Okay. Change your mind. We're sitting over here.
Is he all right?
Oh, I really screwed up this morning.
I said a whole bunch of stuff about his dad.
Well, I hope you used the words loud, obnoxious, and overbearing.
Well, I'll get to you later.
Very funny. Very funny. Look, I can't stand big old physical men like that. He's got that big square chest. Thing must be 60 inches. And that neck, it's probably a 19-inch collar size. And then that little bitty old waist couldn't be more than 34 inches.
You measured his inseam yet?
No!
Hey, what? Hey! Oh, there's that pretty little thoroughbred filly I'm taking out tonight. Yeah!
I do not want to be seen talking to that man in a restaurant full of people and they go, do something!
Tell you what, I'm gonna have 2 of them deluxe rib plates, sweetheart. Now just let me check that sauce, would you? You don't mind, do you, Part? Say, I think it needs some sugar and whiskey. You know, sugar brings out the essence of the spices, and the whiskey gives it that old who hit John. Now you go and tell the cook, and he'll have a sauce he can write home about. How you doing, boy?
Hi, Greg. Hey! I was wondering if I could talk to you a minute.
Yeah, let's sit over there with the ladies, all right? Listen, I got your Aunt Freed about half rope, but I still got to get her into the barn if you get me.
That's what I was going to talk to you about.
Excuse me, Coach. Mind if I talk to my dad for a couple of minutes?
Yeah, well, just a second, because my buddy's got something he wants to discuss with me.
Yeah, well, so do I. Now, why don't you just sit down and quit making a horse's butt out of yourself?
What'd you say?
You heard me. Can't you see what you're doing? You're acting like a jerk. I mean, these are professional barbecue people. You telling them how to do their job? I don't know why it surprises me, though. Come to think of it, you've been acting like a jerk as long as I can remember. Remember my college graduation? Ceremony hadn't been over 5 minutes. I'm out there trying to be photographed in my cap and gown. You come up in my pickup truck. What's everybody doing standing around here? Big tractor pull going on over the fairground.
Herman, I don't think this is the right
no,
time
Miss
to
Ava,
talk.
please. I'm not finished. I've been trying real hard to believe that you're this great man. I kept thinking other people were seeing something in you that I was just missing. I finally figured out what it is. They were only having to see you for a couple hours at a time when you'd pass through town. They didn't have to live with you. They didn't have to make themselves crazy trying to turn themselves into something you might pay just a little bit of attention to.
Herman, I think...
No, I'm on a roll.
Right.
You come into town here telling me you're going to visit with me for a couple of days. Well, why don't you just do that? Instead of following the coach around, pestering him to talk about things he's probably sick and tired of talking about. Following poor Miss Frieda around acting like some kind of bull moose in heat.
Herman, listen, I really do appreciate what you're trying to do, but I don't need you to defend
Listen, I'm not
me.
interested in what you need or what you don't need right now. And if you call me a little puff of a man, you're gonna regret it. Now sit down. You're the legendary Brick Stiles. Well, I'm Herman Stiles. I'm your son. And I love you. Now, I may not be much to be proud of, but I certainly don't think I'm anything to be ashamed of. I'm what I am. And if that's not good enough for anybody in this room, then step outside.
Lord in heaven. See, don't you think you're gonna just throw me down in the snow and have your way with me? Look, I am not a well woman. I only came over here to borrow this vaporizer.
Don't you worry about it. Now, I just got some business I got to attend to first anyhow.
Anyway, it's way past 8 o'clock. And I don't think you ought to talk to people that break dates without even calling.
You kept telling me we didn't have a date.
Well, we didn't. But if we did, you'd have missed it.
Yeah.
No, I bet you had some real romantic evening planned at some demolition derby someplace.
I didn't either. What I had in mind was a place out on 167 for dinner and dancing. It's French. Maybe next time I come through.
I doubt it. But, I mean, I'm tempted. I am. Because I could fix it so you'd have to stop chasing me around because I'd just wear you out.
Us old truckers don't wear out, baby doll. We just downshift.
Oh!
I can't believe I yelled at him like I did.
You know, at least Brick is still around. I'd give anything in the world just to hear my dad yell at me one more time.
Hey, what? You in there? I'm trying to find Herman. He's looking all over hell for him.
Yeah, I've been looking all over hell for you, too. Where'd you go?
Well, I made my delivery over to Batesville. I told you I was going to do that. Now I'm back. I got a few days off.
So what?
Because I said I was going to spend a few days with you, didn't I? Excuse me a minute. I just want...
Oh, no problem.
It's nothing personal.
No problem.
Yeah, bud. I don't know how to say this. I'm just going to come right out with it, all right? Now, this afternoon, you stood up to me in the middle of that place. I had a realization that you got some grit. By God, I was proud of you. Yeah, hey. Now, don't you ever do a thing like that to me again, you understand? I've never been so embarrassed in my life. My God, people were staring at you like you was a lunatic. Talk about being a horse's butt.
Well, what's
My
the difference
God.
in that and you walking in there shooting off your big mouth acting like you own the place?
That's a whole different kind of thing. I was trying to be entertaining.
Yeah, well, those people were laughing at you.
They were
weren't
not laughing
with
at
you.
me.
They were, too.
Should we do something?
No. They're just being father and son.
I never. Why? I didn't go to high school because I had to go out and work.
Well, then why didn't you bring any of the money home?
I did.
In evening shade, we ain't afraid to get a little laid back and let the daylight fade. Life goes slow and it's worth a lot more when you got it made. We got it made in the shade. Evening shade.